game.
It could be for the adults too. Adults could watch the movie and
sure.
Eat a hot dog and everybody's dancing in the crowd so you can burn it off during the game.
That's true. Arizona will get the ball first after the Storm win the toss, and Anthony Amos gets tripped up. He looked like he might have had something going, and Gerald Young, who is known for his kick returns, not his kick coverage, I think might have saved a little bit of something there by tripping up Amos at the 14-yard line, which is where Arizona will take over. Nick Davila, quarterback for Arizona, is all sorts of record holder. He is the active yardage and touchdown leader among all quarterbacks. When you look at Arena Football League, you pretty much have to start with him, although Philadelphia's Dan Rodabaugh is up there as well. Nick Davila is something else. And we haven't even mentioned running back Michael Benson, who is a big threat as well. 14-yard line is where the lefty, and he's under pressure right from the beginning, but he gets it out to Windsor at midfield and more. 15, cuts across the field, 10, one man to beat, gets a block, and he's going to score on the very first play of the game. Rod Windsor turned what was just sort of a bailout pass by Nick Davila into a 36-yard touchdown.
Yeah, not the way you write it up. I don't know if you could start off a game any worse than that. No pass rush. Great double move by the receiver, gets wide open and pretty much just runs away from 3 defenders, and that's it. You're down 6-0 that quickly. And momentum. I mean, momentum goes back and forth in one of these games, but you want to start off a little bit like you're fighting a little bit. Didn't look like we were fighting too much right there.
No, nothing going on there. The kicker, one of the only, in fact, the only player from an Arizona college playing for the Arizona Rattlers, which is a little surprising. Alex Zandejas boots it through, and 13:37 showing on the clock, although it was a lot quicker than that for Arizona to take a 7-0 lead. This is Storm Radio.
2016 Bright House Flex plans are on sale now, starting at just $12.50 a ticket. Flex plans start at an 8-ticket minimum and include parking, pregame field passes, and autographs. Get the most versatile ticket plan by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayStorm.com. The Tampa Bay Storm, celebrating 25 seasons of arena football.
Cooking with natural gas gives you the precision and control to create the perfect meal. Whether you're entertaining someone special for the very first time or for friends you've known a lifetime. People's Gas. We're delivering the natural gas that helps you save energy at home. Learn about our energy conservation rebates at peoplesgas.com/home.
Pretzel sticks, turkey pinwheel, veggie platter, #party fail. Here's a thought. Something bold, something unexpected, something like a flavor-packed feast that'll make everyone happy. It's not party science. It's Qdoba Mexican Eats Catering. Choose flavor.
Have your next meeting or party catered by Qdoba. Call 888-QDOBA-TO-GO or visit Qdoba.com. Qdoba, choose flavor.
And we're back. It was a 36 special for Arizona on the opening. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
If that would have been a 38-yard touchdown, John Milo, our producer, that would have been next level rejoin music stuff, but close enough. A 36-yard touchdown on the very first drive of the game. It wasn't even a drive, it was one play. Hey, Nick Davila's records are pretty awesome, but let's just focus against the Storm, where he's only played 3 times. 25 touchdowns in those 3 games, so just a little more than 8 a game, and 0 picks.
Oh, nice. Well, the Storm will get you right.
See what happens with Gerald Young. He's going to get a chance to field this before it even hits the bar. Back from injury, and boy, look at this, up to the 10. Oh, I thought he had a hole, but it was closed. When I said look at this, I didn't see that Marquise Floyd was going to run in there and haul him down, and so nice job there by Marquise Floyd, who's going to trot onto the field because of this sort of dilapidated secondary for Arizona. We'll tell you more about that as they're wounded big time, and maybe the Storm can take advantage. They're down 7-0. Offensive line for the Storm, Anthony Parker on the left side, R.J. Bibbs, Ben Osai as the tight end. He fancies himself a pass catcher. Young goes to the bench, so it'll be Tolliver, Gregory, and Barnett, your starting receivers from the 12-yard line. And a quick pass out to Julius Gregory near the 20. Going to bring up a 2nd and short for the Storm.
Well, Julius Gregory came out and made a big difference last week, and everybody needs to come play with him. I mean, he almost had 100 yards on 7 catches and 3 touchdowns. And like I said earlier, now we got to get all 3 of these guys to come together and mesh and let Jason Bolton start getting a little comfortable with these guys and make sure the timing's right and the offensive line continue to play well, and then we'll be where we need to be.
Storm a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes and a half into this game. They trail at 7-0 at their own 19-yard line. Looking deep. He's got a couple of men down there, and there's a little miscommunication, and Boltus overthrows Julius Gregory by quite a bit. 3rd down and short when we come back. Not come back. Next play. Cliff Dukes, incidentally, is on the field for Arizona. He did not play in the first game. One of the more popular players in Storm history, getting a start tonight with the injuries to Arizona on that line. Cliff Dukes lined up at the end.
I tell you what, Chris McAllister was playing end there and looked like he was lined up offside. And we'll look to see if they'll continue to let him do that. You know, there's not too many advantages offensive linemen have. That's one of them.
3rd and 3 from the 19, and that was definite offsides by Arizona. Damian Morrell played for the San Jose SaberCats last year. Again, Cliff Dukes. Here comes the offsides call, sorry.
Encroachment by the defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. That foul will result in a 1st down.
They're like, yeah, way to go. There's no 22 on the roster. It's 32, Borrell. Cliff Dukes will be starting in place of Luis Vasquez, who, again, is out there along with a couple of other pass rushers, Tyson and Hawthorne. So the Storm hope to take advantage. And, again, Al Phillips, the former Storm. Yeah, they corrected it. Former Storm is starting in that secondary, which is without a couple of key members today. So the Storm should have a chance to score some points today. 1st and 10 at the 24 after the penalty, and wide open in that secondary is Gregory, and he's going to get it inside the Geico Blue Zone to the 8-yard line, and he was uncovered.
What's great about Julius Gregory, and he's shown the last couple of games, is he's not scared to go across the middle, and he's not scared to be physical after he catches the ball as well. So maybe not that burner when he opens up with his speed, but I like him as a possession receiver in the middle of the field.
There's some just general confusion going on in that secondary, you can tell, and it can happen when you have 2 new starters. Alan Chapman is the guy who gave the Storm all sorts of trouble in that first game, and Chapman, I don't even think is out there. It's 3 new guys. They don't even have Bubba Chapman. Storm should be able to shred this secondary, hopefully. 1st and goal at the 8, and there's a flag in the realm of hopefully illegal defense. Anthony Parker, Storm offensive lineman, is pointing in that direction. Yeah, it's 3 new guys for Arizona. You've got a KJ Morton, a rookie from Baylor, right back there.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 32 on the defense. The penalty is half the distance, automatic 1st down.
Well, I love what the Rattlers are doing, the dumb moves, like I said, that the Storm have been doing all year long. And the Storm is staying out of it right now, which is good.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a problem for the Storm. Just when you think they've got everything sort of calmed down a little bit, they'll commit a penalty, and last week even drawn into one. And you're right, you got to cut those things out. At the end of a close game, ultimately, you just look at what happened at the end, but especially Monday night against Cleveland, there were a lot of things that happened early in the game and in the second half that the Storm could have avoided and won it without having to worry about overtime. Right now, they're down 7-0 at 1st and goal at the Arizona 4, and they have to burn a timeout.
Wow.
Man, you never want to burn a timeout. Oh, it's a flag. Okay.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's better than a timeout.
That's absolutely better than a timeout. But the thing is, Julius Gregory, the receiver, was trying to call timeout. And so, fortunately, this is one of those things. Sometimes the official, the back judge, doesn't see the delay of game. You're like, what's he looking at? But fortunately, the flag came out before the timeout was called. And the Storm now, it's 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, which really, 9's not much worse than the 4 in arena football. In motion to the left is Gregory. Barnett also to the left. Tolliver to the right. And he's in trouble under duress. And Boltus got rushed there. Had to throw it away for an incomplete pass. Chris McAllister threatened to get the first sack of the night. Chris McAllister, 6'5", 250 pounds. And he is the all-time sack leader at Baylor, a rookie in arena football.
I got some news for you. Jason Boltus got shaken up on that play. He got brought down, shoulder first into the boards. It looked like he maybe lost his wind or something like that. So we'll see how it affects him this play.
Yeah, you can see McAllister with that closing speed off that right end. And Boltus, you're right, not only had to get rid of the ball, but had to contend with the board. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. And open is Julius Gregory, and he could not hang on to the ball. A little defense provided by K.J. Morton, another Baylor kid, by the way. But Gregory almost tried to top hand that ball when if he would have just sort of held out his arms, he should have caught it either way.
Yeah, just a straight-up drop. I mean, great throw by Boltus, and Gregory would normally make that catch, that's for sure.
Game should be tied. Well, it should be 7-6. Instead, it's 7-0, 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and now all of a sudden, Storm find themselves facing 3rd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Barnett and Gregory to the left, and Tolliver will join them in motion. He juts out to the left, and that's where he's going to be. But can he get around the defensive back? Is it a touchdown? Let's see what the call is. This is kind of important. It's either the 1-yard line or a touchdown. And no, it's at the 1-yard line, and so...
You know what? That referee up top actually said touchdown. I saw him, and then I think he was overrun by the guy down here.
Looking at the replay, it's going to be impossible to overturn that. And so the Storm, Tolliver sort of went in motion and then veered off to the 5-yard line underneath, and he really had a tough go to get around the defensive back and score. So he's at the 1-yard line. The Storm have had problems here. Boy, they better keep up with Arizona. They got to score on this 4th and goal. 7.5 minutes to go. Tolliver in motion. Boltus runs. He's going to try and run it in himself, and he does. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jason Boltus had Tolliver as the intended receiver, and he was pretty well covered, so he decided to run right away, and he turned on the jets there, Ian.
Tell you what, Boltus is a considerably better athlete than Bain was. I don't know if that plays as effective with Bain in the game, or any plays are that effective with Bain in the game, but I love the play call. Get your quarterback out of the pocket. He has a little option where he can throw it or not. One guy was open, but that's an easier touchdown getting it in by running. So good job by Boltus.
Delbert Alvarado was perfect last week, and he stays perfect, making 10 for 10 on extra points as a member of the Storm. 6:47 to go in the first quarter. Tied up at 7. This is Storm Radio.
Discover the charm of Tampa's downtown arts district when you stay at the Barrymore Hotel. Located right along the scenic Riverwalk, enjoy splendid city views and unique local art. Be entertained with our flexible event space and professional catering team. Indulge at Waterworks Bar and Grill with farm-to-table dining, handcrafted cocktails, and Florida craft beers. The Barrymore Hotel. Hospitality is an art. Experience a masterpiece. Book now at barrymorehotel.com, sponsor of the Tampa Bay Storm.
Hear that? That's a storm warning. It means the Tampa Bay Storm is coming on strong this season, playing hard and sometimes getting hit hard too. Fortunately, Florida Hospital is on the sidelines ready to help. Our expert medical staff is part of the team, helping players get back into the game. And when life brings you unexpected injuries, we'll be ready. Florida Hospital, exclusive healthcare provider of the Tampa Bay Storm.
For the only time this year, WWE Monday Night Raw comes to Tampa's Amalie Arena, Monday night, June 27th. In the wake of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, see John Cena.
There's gonna be a fight!
As he joins World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns and the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose to battle Alberto Del Rio, Chris Jericho, and Kevin Owens. Plus many more in action. Free seats available now at the McDonald's ticket office at the arena and Ticketmaster.
Back here at Amalie Arena, where the legs of Jason Boltus. Man, John Milo with the music, our producer.
Right. Legs,
38 special, thinking it was a 38-yard touchdown, but only 2 yards off. I can't wait to hear what's next as we develop a clear theme here. 7-7. 6:47 here to go in the first quarter. So, Ian, Arizona scores in its first play. The Storm take it all the way down to 4th down. It's completely even, wouldn't you say?
Well, 7-7, you get 7 points regardless. So, yes, they are completely even. And Mr. Milos is kind of extending what the Storm do to the opposition on warm-ups, because there's some doozies and some songs they play.
We'll talk about that after this. Kickoff return by Anthony Amos. Very dangerous, though. Looked like he had something going on the left-hand side, but he was tackled there by Cortez Stubbs right across the 10-yard line at the 12. Whoever was running the music here, that's a great thing about arena football. We get the advantage of being here a lot earlier than most people, so you get to hear the intimidation tactics employed by the various home arenas, not just here, but everywhere around arena football.
I think we do it the best.
We do it pretty well, just to try and intimidate with the music choices. So first it was that song, Arizona, which is pretty obvious. Then it was Union of the Snake, because they're the Rattlers. And then it became various Disney tunes. Just looked like it didn't work, but still was good stuff. First and 10 at the 12, and over the middle, incomplete to the feet of Joe Matthews, a newbie to arena football, bring up second down. But I love the music stuff in the pregame.
Are you saying that the song Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes doesn't get you fired up for a football game, or does your ears hang low? Those are great songs to me. And then they sprinkle a little Duran Duran and a little Tom Jones, just to keep it legit.
Not to be confused with the great Tom Jones of 620 WDA.
The great Tom
Dominique Pittman a little early. Well, good news is
a lot early.
He got to the quarterback. Bad news is he got to him too quick.
I think the receiver was offside. I thought
could have two penalties then.
Offsides, defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I was wrong. Those were one of those pre-snap mistakes that I was talking about.
Dominique Pittman, who is getting the start tonight for the Tampa Bay Storm in place of James McClinton, obviously for the intended purpose of giving him an edge rusher. They have not really had that factor this year. They've had three of the, shall we say, beefier sorts up front. And Dawkins gets replaced by that beefy sort, so it's three big uns up front. And they're going to, Arizona, give it to their big un, and he gets tackled right away. Benson gets felled by James McClinton. And when I say beefy, the three defensive linemen for the Storm go 300, 285, and 320. Although 285 on number 4, James McClinton, I'm going to say that might be a little off. Might be a little low.
Way low. And McClinton actually took over for Washington, who started this season off making a bunch of plays, but really since then has been actually pretty darn quiet. We haven't heard much of him after that. So they need some more plays from the middle of that field.
Great tackle there, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 4, and there's a sack of Nick Davila.
On cue.
As if on cue, Everett Dawkins, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And I'm sorry if I sounded so surprised, but that happened quick.
Yeah, it did happen quick. He beat the left guard almost.
James McClinton, I'm sorry, I don't want to misappropriate the sacks. That was only the 5th of the year.
And literally on cue, we were just talking about him, beat the left guard inside pretty quick and didn't give the quarterback any chance. So we need some more of that. Quick pressure is the best.
All the pieces of the Arizona team not depleted by injury today. It's offensive line, so that was a big one. The Storm jump on 4th down. It's a free play. It won't be a first down unless it's a touchdown, and it is. Chase Deatter. And so on 4th and 9, Arizona not only would have gotten another play, but gets the score. There are 2 flags, so let's make sure they're both on the Storm first. We know one will be offsides. Chase Deatter was just wide open. Now the officials are going to discuss it. So it's a shame that the Storm can't convert that sack, but you got to give credit to Davila there, who could have been, I'll try not to say rattled at any point today, could have been shaken up after getting hit hard to the turf. I don't know what the discussion is.
Well, it's going to be a touchdown, and unfortunately the defensive back got his legs tangled up, and it ends up in a touchdown, but once you gave him a free play.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offsides, 94 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 93 on the defense. That foul will go in the bank and carried over after the extra point.
Very well explained there by Riley Johnson. And the only thing about that is, well, I guess it's a longer penalty, obviously, but defense jumping off sides in arena football, if you do it 2 times in a quarter, you have to sit out the rest of the quarter. So I would have thought about accepting it just for that reason, but they'll get an extra 5 yards. I don't know if that's going to be in the end what they really want. Arizona, though, knows what it's doing. They have a great head coach in Kevin Guy. Hey, if you're checking us out back in Arizona, first of all, I guess good morning to you, right? Still, on a Sunday morning, you're watching us on arenafootball.com and or ESPN3.com. Your team is ahead of the Storm and now ahead 14-7 with the extra point. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Storm trail Arizona 14-7. This is Storm Radio.
The playoffs. They're serious. A time to focus, to get down to business. But here's the thing. If you can't find the passion, the excitement, and the energy in the moment, you're going nowhere. This is a team powered by the passion of its fans. And if we're going to rise to the top, your voices will do the lifting. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Be the Thunder. 2016-17 season tickets are on sale now at TampaBayLightning.com.
We're Amalie Motor Oil. In all 50 states, in over 100 countries for more than 100 years, we've been the company that keeps the gears turning, the pistons firing, and the machinery moving. Amalie Motor Oil is the largest family-owned, privately held manufacturer of superior quality motor oils and industrial lubricants in North America. Our products speak for themselves. Amalie Motor Oil, better than it has to be since 1903. Available at Advance Auto Parts locations.
Hi, I'm Eric Condra. Hockey is a game of zone management. We charge the offensive zone to score and protect our goal in the defensive zone. In Florida, it's important to know your zone too. If you live in a flood or evacuation zone, plan your attack before emergency strikes. Go to flgetaplan.com to build your family emergency and evacuation plans today.
Well, since my baby left me, will I find a new place to dwell?
Oh, yeah. See a little inside sports here. Our normal bumper music sort of took a bath today, so John Milo is in control of the rejoin music. Actually, that means we'll take your requests. I'm sure John's happy to hear that. If you want to tweet at us, at Derek Sharp, D-A-R-E-K, Sharp, or at Ian Beckles, I-N-B-E-C-K-L-E-S, we'll pass along any music requests. This ball off the board, and the Storm might want to recover it. They do. Gerald Young actually was deferring to the up man, Cameron McGlenn, and McGlenn whiffed on it. So Gerald Young's value to the team really came up big there, Ian, or it would be Arizona really touched him, right?
Okay. On the play, there was kick-catch interference by the kicking team with contact. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15.
Yeah, but the offsetting with the personal foul, right? It should offset with the personal foul that's in the bank, as I'm sure Kevin Guy will remind the refs, hey, so it's going to be back at the 5-yard line.
I tell you what, the kickoff to me has got to be the most interesting part of this game. I love the kickoff part of the arena football because there's so many ways that can change the game on the kickoff side as well. I mean, with the onside kicks, because it's almost harder to score from the 10 than it is from your own 10. So I think the kickoff's a big deal.
There was a carryover foul from the previous play. Those fouls will offset. The ball will be placed at the 5-yard line, 1st down.
Just ask the Portland Steel, who like the Storm are winless, about the kickoffs because, again, last night they were in one of the classic back-and-forth games, and they were actually leading it 42-41. And at that point, they mishandled 2 kickoffs in a row, and that's how L.A. scored twice in a row on that gray turf and ended up winning that game, 54-42. So after all that, it's 5-yard line. Julius Gregory catches an out route, and he'll take it across the 10 for about a 6-yard gain. Storm trail it 14-7, 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter at Amalie.
I'm still amazed at the physical play of Gregory. I mean, it doesn't seem like he never goes down easy. And I like when a guy lowers his head and gets another 2-3 yards. And as a lineman, you see that from wide receivers, guys playing tough, and it ends up, rubbing off on some of these players.
All rookie last year, Julius Gregory. You talked about not being afraid to go over the middle or over the boards, which he's done a couple times this season. Boltis has rushed out of the pocket, is just going to chuck it deep for Gregory, who's down there, and he was, I thought, held the whole time, but still knocking it away beautifully. It was Kieron Jones, for Arizona. That's a good play on defense.
Actually, he had his hand on him the whole time, but was in really good position and had a great position to get his right arm up. And is that a foul in the book? Probably, but he was so well covered, I don't think you throw that flag.
Yeah, and he to run stride for stride with the receiver that far down the field. That was a pass that went 45 yards in the air, is saying something for a defensive back. And so the Storm, again, making it a little bit tough for Arizona, making it tough on the Storm, to be fair. 3rd down and 4 for Tampa Bay from its 11-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Boltis looks at Tolliver over the middle, and that play is going to be there, and it is near midfield. A gain of 14 yards now right at the midfield stripe for a first down.
Well, T.T. Tolliver is looking to get into the record books at 224 yards short of 15,000 yards, 39 years old. You know, I'm 48 years old, but when I was 39, I know I didn't want to be running around on that hard turf and getting tackled, 10 times a game, that's for sure. So it has to say a lot about, the way he keeps himself in shape and works out, because at 39, it's amazing what he's still accomplishing. And
unbelievable. And his next touchdown, by the way, will be his 100th with the Storm. No player has ever done 100 for two different teams in arena football. Boltis under pressure again. Man, the front four of the Rattlers forcing an incompletion. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. And Arizona's got the pressure on. They're without some pieces up front, but it doesn't matter right now. Boltis has had to just throw now 3 passes away with no chance of being caught.
Well, that's what we used to call a jailbreak back in the day. And there was 4 guys rushing, and 4 guys ended up hitting Boltis when he threw the ball. So I gave the offensive line some props earlier. That wasn't the one right there, because they all got beat to the man.
Yeah, again, without a couple of their pass rushers, but it seems like Arizona has always been this way defensively. They can just throw a bunch at you. And incidentally, their defensive coordinator is Dave Ewert, former Storm head coach. No pressure there, and a man open is Gerald Young. And does he have it? He does. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The speed of Gerald Young on full display there. A 25-yard score. It's going to end the first quarter.
Well, we talked about Jason Boltis making a difference, being a difference maker in the game. Well, Gerald Young's is showing us that same thing. He makes us a better football team, that's for sure. We missed him.
Just letting us know that that's the end of the quarter, so the extra point will officially end the quarter. But yeah, Gerald Young, actually the defensive back did a nice job of closing there at the very end, but Young still had a step the whole way. Extra point by Delbert Alvarado, former Robinson High and USF kicker. And he is 11 for 11 now in his arena career. And at the end of one, it's Tampa Bay 14, Arizona 14. This is Storm Radio.
Storm fans, 2016 Bright House Flex plans are on sale now, starting at just $12.50 a ticket. Flex plans start at an 8-ticket minimum and include parking, pregame field passes, and autographs. Get the most versatile ticket plan by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayStorm.com. The Tampa Bay Storm, celebrating 25 seasons of arena football.
Hi, your house here.
What?
No, really, it's me, your house. We gotta talk.
Seriously?
Yeah, look, did you know I'm wasting your energy and money?
Oh, the electric bill.
Exactly, but Tampa Electric can help.
Really?
Sure. Just call Tampa Electric for a free home energy audit. An energy analyst will come over and inspect my ductwork and insulation.
For real?
Check windows and doors for leaks. Examine heating and cooling systems. Look at all the places I waste energy.
Wow.
The analyst will recommend energy efficiency solutions and even offer you rebates. How cool is that?
That is cool. Hey, wait a minute, House, have you always been able to talk?
Yup.
Then why didn't you?
Didn't want to creep you out, man.
Uh-huh.
Get your free home energy audit and start saving energy and money at your house. Call Tampa Electric today at 813-275-3909 or visit TampaElectric.com/save. Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
Oh, man. Forever Young in honor of Gerald Young. Gerald Young scoring the tying touchdown for the Storm at the end of the first quarter. It is 14 apiece. Again, Derek Sharp with Ian Beckles. If you want to follow us on Twitter, at Derek Sharp, DarekSharp. Ian Beckles, just like it sounds, IanBeckles. We are taking your rejoin music requests because of situations that have basically opened up our bank to more music, and that is never a bad thing. Also, remember, you can be the Thunder next season. It almost hurts to say that the Lightning season is over. Not that Pittsburgh doesn't deserve. Ian, you never want to be eliminated by a team and then sit back and go, it should be us. I think you can't say that if you're the Lightning.
You can't say it if you lose, period. If you lose and the other team won more games and they deserve to be there, I thought it was an even series. But what happens is the better team always wins the series. And that's the way it goes.
Beat the Thunder next season now by becoming a new season ticket member. New season ticket members continue to get the best seats for the best price. Also concession and merchandise discounts. Playoff priority for next year because you know they'll make the playoffs. You can become a Bolt for life. Call 813-301-6600 or visit BeTheThunder.com today. Derek Sharp, Ian Beckles here. It is tied at 14. First quarter stats already in our hands. Davila, 2 of 3. Both touchdowns on the completion, 73 yards. Covering those 2 passes. Jason Bolt is 6 for 11 for 118 yards. And the 1 score. Gerald Young, he also ran for the other score. Anthony Amos bobbles the kick and gets bopped for his troubles, but will get near to the 15-yard line. Philip Barnett and Cameron McGlynn in on the tackle. Anthony Amos, who played for Spokane last year as his rookie season, all he did for Spokane as a rookie was catch 110 passes, more than 1,200 yards, and 19 scores, and then joined Arizona after the Spokane franchise parted ways with the Arena Football League. Dropped down a league. 14-yard line is where Arizona will take over to start the second quarter. 3 receivers, and Rod Windsor just cuts his route short, so it's a short pass, and he gets bumped, and he's going to try and reverse field. Can they put him down? Yes, they can. Behind the line of scrimmage. Windsor, a questionable route run there because I don't know if he was going to be able to cross the whole field. He thought he could. He loses 5.
I'm not sure anybody in any sport is fast enough to backtrack and outrun everybody. First of all, you're going to be tired, and the field's not wide enough.
And Windsor is more of a bulky guy. He's 6'2", 205, more of a possession guy. A great receiver, but not the speedster there. That ball is underthrown, I thought, but it's complete. And Davila, crafty as he is, finds his receiver for a first down across midfield.
So I got some news for you. If you give Davila that much time, he's going to shred us because that was like almost the 3rd route that was underneath, and he shouldn't have that much time to set back there and make that throw.
Yeah, I thought he was looking long for the adder, and what I thought was an underthrow was a completion to Joe Matthews, who's in his first year of Arena football. Again, they've had some injuries on pretty much every area of the team, so they've had to bring in some guys and have Chase DeAdder going both ways. He's at the man in motion at the Storm 20, and there's over the middle Windsor, and he's just going to sit down and get the first down across the 10-yard line, tackled to the ground, but not before getting the first. James Harrell puts him down at around the 7-yard line.
It looks like the Rattlers run the same route over and over, and it's like it's all about the pass rush, and we're not getting there, and it'll be a long, long day, and it's going to be a scoring fest because we're not going to stop if we don't get to the quarterback.
Yeah, funny how most of Arizona's games turn into a scoring fest. Defense not as strong in the secondary as has been, so they've been giving up more points than they're accustomed to. 3 receivers all to the left of Davila on first and goal from the 7-yard line. The lefty looks to his left, conveniently enough, finds Chase DeAdder there for a touchdown. He dives into the end zone across the Geico goal line. And, well, they had the one little surge of pressure on the last drive, Ian, but since then, it's been open season for Davila and the Rattlers.
Well, we're matching their scoring, but they sure are making it look easy. It seems like we're struggling to get across the end zone, but these guys are just kind of moving the ball at will. So we got tightened up defensively real quick.
And a lot of good scheming going on that side of the ball, too. It's just a machine, Arizona. I'll tell you how they managed to actually lose a couple of games before they got back on the right track last week. When we come back after this extra point, which is good by Zendejas. 11:50 to go in the second quarter. Everyone scored every time they've had the ball, so it's Arizona 21, Tampa Bay 14. This is Storm Radio.
Hear that? That's a storm warning. It means the Tampa Bay Storm is coming on strong this season, playing hard and sometimes getting hit hard too. Fortunately, Florida Hospital is on the sidelines ready to help. Our expert medical staff is part of the team, helping players get back into the game. And when life brings you unexpected injuries, we'll be ready. Florida Hospital, exclusive healthcare provider of the Tampa Bay Storm.
Opa! For over 20 years, Acropolis Greek Taverna has created a dining experience like no other restaurant. Family owned and operated, Acropolis Greek Taverna is your best choice for Greek in Tampa Bay with 5 convenient locations. Enjoy our daily happy hour from 3 to 7 p.m. on all house wines, draft beers, select call liquors, and all our specialty cocktails. We also have live music and belly dancers during weekends. Franchisee opportunities are also available. Visit dinegreek.com for a full menu, locations, and social media connections. Acropolis Greek Taverna. So true, so Greek.
It's the tour everybody's talking about. Country superstar Carrie Underwood, the Storyteller Tour, Stories in the Round. Amalie Arena, November 16th, with special guests Easton Corbin and the Swan Brothers. Tickets on sale now at the box office or at Ticketmaster.com. The album Storyteller is available now. There's more at carrieunderwood.fm, produced by AEG Live.
Arena, Arizona, on top of the Storm, 21-14. The Rattlers actually lost 2 games in a row this year. You look at the Arena Football League standings, and you've got the 3 teams at the top. And if Arizona wins today, they'll all have identical 7-2 records. But Philly and Orlando have already both beaten Arizona. And technically, Philly would be in first place because they've gotten wins against the other 2. But how do they lose Arizona, you might wonder, because they look so good at times. Basically, in Orlando, they couldn't stop Hippert, and hey, the defense forced a couple turnovers on downs and interceptions, so you do have to stop them at some point. Then against Philly, Soul jumped up 24-7, had an early pick, and sort of just kept the advantage the whole way through, even though Arizona made it close. So defense maybe can come up with something early. Right now, coming up with the kick return is Gerald Young. Does he get around the man? He does. Midfield kicker in the way, though. Cuts across the field, and he's still going. 10, 5, and he scoots into the end zone. Touchdown. It looked like K.J. Morton was going to make a miraculous tackle after a wonderful move by Gerald Young. But it is a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
More importantly, no flags on the field, and talk about Gerald Young being a difference maker, and the Storm making everything look hard. That's an easy way to jump back in the game, because I mean, special teams are a part of the game that a lot of people overlook, but you win and lose games every week with special teams, whether it be extra points, kickoffs, whatever it may be. So we needed that.
And he had to squirt around somebody. Extra point good by Alvarado. He had to squirt around somebody right just to get that corner turn. And as I said, he still had the kicker to beat, which makes it sound like, well, he should be able to do that, but he kind of had the angle on him. There was only one way for Young to score and make that cut, but he made it so sharply.
There was actually 2 or 3 defenders over there, and as he cut back, they kind of did like a Keystone Cops, and they all hit each other, and he almost walked in the end zone, but got tackled right on the goal line and got the ball over. So fun to watch. That's what makes this game so exciting.
And it's almost too much fun because on top of a kickoff return to tie the game at 21, it's YMCA time.
Of course it is.
Ian, I can stand back and just let you go if you want.
I've never seen brothers in the YMCA before. This is the first time I've seen it.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. I thought there was a rule. I didn't know.
Well, you abide by it strongly.
The sisters too are doing it. Okay.
Good time to remind you, for the latest news, scores, and stats, you can log on to arenafootball.com. Whether you want to check out special features on the league's brightest stars, maybe something to be coming on Gerald Young, or watch live games via the ESPN3 video player, arenafootball.com is where it's at. Yeah, Gerald Young actually was kind of funny because normally there's not many press releases sent out by the Storm the morning of a game, but I got that news today at around 8:30 in the a.m. that Gerald Young was activated. He got hurt, leg injury, actually happened back in Arizona week 3, so 6 weeks out. But man, if you're going to be brought onto a team for your kick return exploits, that's the way to prove it right there. A guy who's pretty good at returning kicks on the other side is Anthony Amos, and he's going to field this one from Alvarado right in the middle of the end zone, so he gets a little head of steam up to the 5. That's a block in the back, no call. But he's still going to get tackled by Seth Williams right at the 9-yard line.
Well, looking at both these teams, they both look different than they did a few weeks ago when we absolutely got trounced. But now, Jason Boltis, I think, is the big difference in the Storm. And you look and you see how a team can change when you look at a team like the Rattlers that have 9 players that are on injured reserve and are reassigned for whatever reason, and they have to change their defense up. They just really can't slow anybody down. And then they have the problem with special teams as well. So both these teams look a lot different than they did a while ago.
Oh, yeah. If you're watching this in Arizona and it was 60-27, you go, this isn't the same team. Well, it's not. Davila's got a man. It's Windsor overthrows, though. That's a rarity for Davila, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Yeah, the difference, if you're watching this in Arizona, is quarterback for the Storm, Jason Boltis. Let's see, back then, who was it? Oh, actually, it was Jason Boltis, now that I think about it. But he's gotten to actually practice with the team and get more entrenched in the offense. He only played that one game in the first 5 weeks due to having teaching obligations. So that was almost a throwaway game, and now Boltis is well in tune with the offense. But right now, Arizona has the ball. 3 receivers to the right. And looking left for the fullback and lofting it to Michael Benson, who gets going. Hilarious. The big man. And that's Ian, who has the right to call any big man play hilarious. If I did, it would be mean, but Ian is a big man himself.
I'm a big man, but I just seen him do a stiff leg, I don't even know what move that was, on a defensive back. And amazing how these guys with substantial guts are catching passes and actually making some athletic moves. I mean, that's entertainment, my friend.
14-yard gain to the 23. What it was in his head, he wanted to make a nice move, but then he realized he didn't have it in him, so he just sort of chucked himself. Oh, the ball knocked around, and it ends up being caught by Arizona's Rod Windsor for a first down inside the 5. It was a little overthrown into the hands of a Storm receiver. He couldn't catch it, and then it went right to another Storm player, but bobbling it was Seth Williams. And when I say bobbling it, Windsor ended up not only knocking it away from him, but the ball hung up in the air for Windsor to catch. What a crazy play. And it gains about 25 yards down to the 4.
Well, Windsor had great concentration there, ricocheted about 3 or 4 times, and those are the plays that make the difference. You got to come up with that ball. That should have been a play made by the defense.
Absolutely, Ian. And it gets 23 yards down to the 4. Overthrown, man. Nick Davila just a little bit off. I mean, mortal quarterbacks in arena football, you wouldn't really remark much right now, but with this guy, it feels weird to see him overshoot a wide open receiver. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 4.
Yeah, the receiver was a little off balance as well. Just probably a little bit too much cheese on that ball out there in the flat. Davila usually has a better touch than that.
The Latin laser, Nick Davila, didn't have a really big college career, but just sparked right away with Arizona. They love this guy, as they well should. Pitches it out to Chase DeAdder. Not sure if it's going to be a running touchdown or a passing touchdown, but the point is, it is a touchdown, Arizona. And he was in motion and kind of had that full speed thing going. Yeah, he might actually go down as a touchdown run. Either way, good play call by Arizona.
Absolutely love that play call. First time I've seen it this year, when a receiver went in motion and kind of delayed, going past a lot of scrimmage, and it was kind of a flick or a toss to him, and runs in there and actually ran pretty darn aggressive to get it into the end zone.
So it goes down as a touchdown pass at 4 yards, incidentally. So Nick Davila fans will be happy to know you add that to his touchdown ledger. Not that he needs any more, but he continues to pile them up. Extra point coming here at the 7-minute mark of the first half, and it's straight through. So 7 for 7 are the teams combined, although one of those was a kickoff return by the Storm. Arizona leads it 28-21. This is Storm Radio.
Storm fans, 2016 Bright House Flex plans are on sale now, starting at just $12.50 a ticket. Flex plans start at an 8-ticket minimum and include parking, pregame field passes, and autographs. Get the most versatile ticket plan by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayStorm.com. The Tampa Bay Storm, celebrating 25 seasons of arena football.
Discover the charm of Tampa's downtown arts district when you stay at the Barrymore Hotel. Located right along the scenic Riverwalk, enjoy splendid city views and unique local art. Be entertained with our flexible event space and professional catering team. Indulge at Waterworks Bar and Grill with farm-to-table dining, handcrafted cocktails, and Florida craft beers. The Barrymore Hotel. Hospitality is an art. Experience a masterpiece. Book now at barrymorehotel.com, sponsor of the Tampa Bay Storm.
Pretzel sticks, turkey pinwheel, veggie platter, hashtag party fail. Here's a thought. Something bold, something unexpected, something like a flavor-packed feast that'll make everyone happy. It's not party science. It's Qdoba Mexican Eats Catering. Choose flavor.
At Qdoba, everything is included, so you can add guacamole, queso, and fajitas, all for the same price. Qdoba, choose flavor.
The advantage of watching us on ESPN3 became clear to everyone that's watching us on ESPN3 during that commercial break. Storm trail at 28-21, 6:58 to go in the first half. They did a touchdown celebration dance contest.
Yes.
And, my friend, no contest.
No contest. The Samoan girl definitely won hands down. I think she's undefeated. But the big girl was getting it, though.
Yeah, that wasn't the only thing that was down.
Yeah.
28-21, Storm. Gerald Young looking to probably not repeat what he did last time. That might be asking a bit much after his long kickoff return for a score. But in fact, that it's not going to happen because it's off the bar, and it's still around. Who's got it? Let's hope it's a Storm player. Young was not back there. It was Cameron McGlynn. And what's the call here?
It looks like it's simultaneous. They both have the ball.
Well, we're not seeing a call. Arizona wants a touchdown. It would, I mean, I don't know. They're having a discussion. This would be trouble. Cameron McGlynn, this could be a
I think it would have to go to offense,
slow burn touchdown.
Kick catch interference by the kicking team, number 81, 10-yard penalty. First down.
Second time in this game that a ball bounced high off the bar. Yeah, Young must have been a little tuckered out because they had McGlynn back there, and it went to the up man, and that's where the interference took place. So Storm were never in danger there. Julius Gregory was the up man, and you have to give him 5 yards. And Chase Theater gave him 5 feet, not even. It brings it up to the 15-yard line. No wonder there was no big effort to call who had the ball. It looked like both players had it, one for each team, but there was no flag on the field.
That's the thing, no flag.
A little confusing. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 15 for the Storm. Barnett to the right. Gregory motion to the right, and Boltus, Tolliver to the left. Boltus looks right, over the middle, well covered, but still managing to hang on to the ball. Philip Barnett for a 7-yard gain, and I think it would behoove Mr. Barnett, who got pulled out of the game briefly last week for a drop, to keep reminding the coaches that he's an option now with guys like Gregory and Young back on the team.
Well, that was a great catch, and not the best decision by Boltus, but definitely squeezed it in there. And you know, you gotta like catches like that when somebody catches it, you know, with a defender all over him.
Jason Boltus off to a pretty strong start here today. Although it's been a while since he's thrown the ball. And his second pass since a long touchdown return has got Gregory. Oh, did he end up with that ball?
He's out of
he
bounds.
Thinks he does, but it's incomplete. Either way, there's going to be a penalty and a Storm first down. Gregory was sliding down to the turf and ended up with it, but I guess it must have
illegal
bounced off the turf.
contact, number 14 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It is. You know what? He did catch the ball, but you're right, Ian. He was out of bounds. But look at how he came down with the ball. On his keister, actually on his back, he had no idea of knowing where he was on the field. That's why he wanted the coaches to replay it, but he had slid just beyond the goal line. What an effort by Gregory. Either way, with the penalty, it's a first down for the Storm at the Arizona 23. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
It's an illegal contact foul. That's a 5-yard penalty, but the result is an automatic first down.
I like this referee, Riley Johnson. He's very, you know, without feeling like he's talking down to the crowd, very good in explaining things.
Very clear and precise.
I like him. Way to go, Riley Johnson. Now he's going to probably make 3 bad calls in a row. 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay at the Arizona 23-yard line. Under pressure is Boltus just trying to get rid of it, and that could be a grounding. Kevin Guy wants it, but Philip Barnett was in the area, but Boltus under severe pressure.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback's arm was hit as he was throwing the ball forward. Incomplete pass, second down.
Well, that's a kind interpretation of the rule, even though he did have a receiver in the area, but the pressure there was a big story.
Yeah, we talk about being strong from the inside out, and right there, Isaiah Shelton just got bum rushed or bull rushed into the quarterback, and he's got to be a little bit tougher. He looks like he goes about 350. You got to drop your keister a little bit, drop your anchor.
So even though they're down a few men both on the line and in the secondary, Arizona's defense making some plays, especially up front right now. Bolts there, he is under pressure. He's not going to escape this time. He is down for the count, and it's a sack for the Arizona Rattlers. Getting in there was Tyree Glasper, and let's just hope Boltus gets up. It's going to be not a huge loss, about 7 yards, but it's a huge concern right now, this pressure that Arizona has on Boltus.
Well, it looked like that was set up all game long. Anthony Parker got beat clean on the inside, and sometimes your defensive guy will lull you to sleep, go outside. Didn't look like he was ready for that inside move, and it's going to come again because that was a clean sack.
Again, Arizona without 3 members from varying degrees of effectiveness of their front four. So they do have the depth with Cliff Dukes popping in, and now he's at the back linebacker position, but still voracious pressure there from a supposed depleted front four. Offsides call. Let's see who it's against. Gregory catches the ball up to the 16. It's either going to be 4th and about 6 or 3rd and very long for the Storm, depending on who this offsides is on. A big call here with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Stormer, either way, going to be facing a conversion situation. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and long, offsides on the up man. The motion man, I'm sorry.
That's what we talked about earlier. Still too many of these pre-snap penalties. And
waiting the call here.
Encroachment in the second neutral zone by the fullback. There was no daylight between him and the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You know, that's one you consider declining in my book.
A correction, the foul is on the fullback.
Thank you. If you're Kevin Guy, I mean, it's still 3rd and very long. The Stormer at their own 16. They got to get to Arizona's 14, so you're looking at 23 yards, but it would have been about 4th and 6, so I guess Kevin Guy is going to trust his defense. If you're the Storm here, it brings up an interesting strategy. Do you just go for it, a couple shots to the end zone, or do you try and get kind of back to where you would have been? Either way, an important situation here for the Storm. 3:15 to go in the half. They trail at 28-21. It is 3rd and 20 from their own 16-yard line. Boltus is looking deep. He's under pressure again. He's going to throw it across the field to Julius Gregory, and he's going to be about to the original line of scrimmage. So 4th and 9, same difference if you're Arizona. And now a big 4th down conversion coming up for the Storm. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first half. Good job there by Boltus to get anything out of that play.
Yeah, and actually Kevin Guy made the right decision. Now they're coming up with about 4th and we'll say about 7. So they made up maybe 1 or 2 yards. And you hope that your defense can get off the field and not give up a 12 or 13-yard play. And Boltus right there throws across his body. You don't want to do that too many times, but actually a pretty darn good throw in that situation.
Both teams have gone to 4th down once and converted. This will be the 2nd time for the Storm. Set back by a sack and a penalty. Arizona's defense, you got to give them credit. See if they can come up with a stop or the Storm can keep this back and forth affair going. On 4th down, Boltus got 1 man to beat to complete it to, and he does not. Good coverage there. It was never going to be complete. And, of course, Al Phillips, the former Storm defensive back, comes up with a big pass breakup. And it's Arizona advantage. 28-21, 2:09 to go in the first half. This is Storm Radio.
The playoffs. They're serious. A time to focus, to get down to business. But here's the thing. If you can't find the passion, the excitement, and the energy in the moment, you're going nowhere. This is a team powered by the passion of its fans. And if we're going to rise to the top, your voices will do the lifting. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Be the Thunder. 2016-17 season tickets are on sale now at TampaBayLightning.com.
Hello, Melissa Ann.
What?
It's me, Barney, your computer here.
Seriously?
Yep.
Nobody calls me Melissa Ann.
Yeah, I know, but, well, we gotta talk. Did you know I can help you save money on your electric bill?
Really?
With Energy Planner from Tampa Electric.
What's that?
It's a cool interactive energy management program that puts savvy customers like you in control of your energy costs. Energy Planner gives you access to lower rates, which are available 87% of the time.
87% of the time?
Uh-huh. It's easy, it's free, and they'll even show you how we can make the most of it. Together.
Oh, Barney.
You and me, Melzy, and Tampa Electric.
Sweet.
Hey, why don't you guys out there call 813-275-3909 or visit tampaelectric.com/save to learn more about the free energy planner program. Only from Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
And we're back here just having a conversation about the red cap.
Off-air conversation.
Oh, yeah, off-air.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know the red cap's name. I don't think if red cap gets you on the list of 5 officials here that Arena Football provides, but I'm pretty sure I saw him at a high school football game I was covering Friday night for the Tampa Bay Times.
I like when they get the hot girls doing it.
Oh, yeah, the red cap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
That's much better.
That's better. Yeah. Maybe they can take that into consideration. I'm pretty sure back in Phoenix they do it that way, so... Hey, maybe the Storm will end up... I know you refuse to want to go because you just don't like long plane rides, I take it. But the Storm could end up in Phoenix again this year. I'm just saying. Well, I love me some Phoenix.
Yeah.
Sun Up Brewing in them?
Oh, you do love that. Was that why I got the sour beer? Delicious.
You loved it. Mm-hmm. Sun Up Brewing, White Russian Imperial Stout, one of the best beers I've ever had. Now back to the football, and 1st and 10, completion. And boy, look at the way he's dragging Joe Matthews, the defensive back, for about 5 extra yards. 1:45 to go in the first half. A big completion for the Rattlers inside the Storm 10-yard line. They can probably do one more play here before the 1-minute warning. Now, if you're the Storm, remember, you get the ball to start the second half. So if it's a 7-point game at half, it's not a bad thing. And I think clockwise, the Storm will have some time here, even if Arizona scores up 7 right now. Davila's going to look for a man, Rod Windsor. He actually catches it off the boards, though. You can't do that. So it's an incomplete. Did they give him a completion for that?
No.
It was off the boards.
Are you
you know what? I've never seen it, but
That's
I guess
a new
you can't.
one to me.
I apologize for not knowing that rule, but it was off the board. Yeah, okay. I guess you can catch it off the boards. I'd never seen it before.
Wow. I mean,
but no one's
that's
complaining.
unstoppable.
No one's complaining. What a great! I know you can catch it off the net, but off the board, that's the first time I've seen it.
There's 1 minute remaining in the first half. Each team has 3 timeouts. The 1-minute timing rules are now in effect. Media timeout.
Boy, Riley Johnson all but took it to break for us right there. This is Storm Radio.
Hey, Vanna, have you heard about the new Wheel of Fortune lottery game?
You bet. It's the ticket for some lucky lottery players to come here to Hollywood.
For a chance to participate in a private, non-broadcast taping of Wheel of Fortune with us.
Play the Florida lottery game for a chance to win up to $250,000 instantly. And enter to win a VIP trip to Hollywood for a chance to win up to $1 million. Non-winning tickets only.
Play the new Wheel of Fortune game today.
Scratch, spin, and win.
Must be 18 or over to play. Please play responsibly.
Hey, buddy.
A natural gas water heater helps you use less energy.
Son, would you hurry up in there? We're going to be late.
A teenager, on the other hand? Yeah, not so much. People's Gas. We're delivering the natural gas that helps you save energy at home. Learn about our energy conservation rebates at peoplesgas.com/home.
Let's welcome everybody to Planet
Tampa welcomes Pitbull live in concert.
I've been messing around.
The Badman Tour. With special guests Prince Royce and Faruko. Amalie Arena. Saturday, July 30th. Tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets or charged by phone. Pitbull with special guests Prince Royce and Faruko. There's more at badmantour.com.
And just like that, we come back from break, and Michael Benson breaks through the offensive line for the defensive line for the Tampa Bay Storm and scores. Arizona takes a 2-score lead, 34-21 extra point coming up. Now comes a pretty critical part of the game because you know that Arizona is going to onside kick it with a chance to really take over control of the game. Here comes the extra point by Zendejas. And it's good. We'll keep it right here, 35-21. Let's pause first. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Storm Radio.
1250 wins. WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
All right, well, Arizona has the one stop and a 35-21 lead with 56 seconds to go in the first half, and now it becomes incumbent upon the Storm special teams to recover the onside kick. You know, again, if you're not completely familiar with the strategy in arena football, when you have all your timeouts and the whole idea is you want to score last in the half, especially if you know, well, either way, if you're starting off the second half with the ball or you know you're not going to start off the second half with the ball, it behooves you to score last. So Kevin Guy wants to make sure that they onside kick, and the reason being is you recover it, you can just run out the clock, score late, really take advantage in this game. If you don't recover it, you shorten the field. And with 3 timeouts, you know that even if the Storm score, that Arizona, you would have a chance to answer. So we anticipate the onside kick here by Arizona.
Yeah, I don't. There's a few other factors that I don't understand about that, because I'm new to this. You're an old school vet. What if you're up 35-0, and then you kick the ball off? I mean, you have to have some confidence in your defense at that point.
Yeah, you have a modicum there. But the situation, especially here, remember, if the Storm can score last and make it a 1-touchdown game, then they can start off the second half with the ball, and it's even all of a sudden. So for Arizona, if the Storm score last, from their point of view, could be an even game, and you want to avoid that. Here comes the kick, and it is a good onside kick. A dribbler, and it's a perfect onside kick. Now, fortunately, it's going to be offsides because it was recovered by Arizona. Wow. It was a perfect dribbling onside kick, but there's a flag down. It's going to be offsides because it's right on the Geico goal line, thankfully, for the Storm. They will still onside kick it because the Storm can't decline it. Needless to say, it was picked up by Arizona. I've never seen such a good onside kick.
Actually, that just shows me that they're well coached as well, because they literally had 2 guys leading, as blockers, and somebody trailing to get the ball, and it bounced into his arms 12 yards deep.
Offsides on the kicking team, number 94 by rule. Since Arizona recovered it, they're not allowed to retain possession. The ball will go back to Tampa Bay. The penalty is half the distance.
Ooh.
First down.
That's a nice part of the rule. The Storm, I get that rule, though.
You have to, yeah.
Think about it. Otherwise, you could just be offsides until the cows come home. Not that you'd want to, because it would never be recovered. So the Storm get it at the 8-yard line with 54 seconds left. And if you're the Storm, you just flip the script here, in my opinion. You go for the end zone right away. You score as quickly as possible. Then it's your turn to onside kick. Let's see if that's what they do. From the 8-yard line, 54 seconds on the clock. Boltus is looking deep. He's going to run to the left. Can he get around Cliff Dukes? Oh, he gets tackled out of bounds at the 3.
Mercy.
And he goes down hard. This is going to be one of those plays that we might look back on this season and feel really bad about. And Cliff Dukes, I hope he at least shows a little bit. He had full right.
No, there was nothing dirty about that.
You're right. It was but I wouldn't mind if he showed a little bit of sympathy. But now he's going back to his huddle and probably happy that he knocked out the quarterback.
Well, I mean, I never played against a lot of guys that have a lot of sympathy. Those guys on the other side, they're mean. They talk about being crazy dogs and whatnot. Sympathy is not really part of their game, unfortunately. But you hate to see somebody on the turf, and that was very awkward. For the second he hit those boards, he came down, and he really hasn't moved since.
Yeah, Cliff Dukes, forget about how he feels about it. Actually, it's kind of interesting to see his defensive coordinator and former Storm head coach, Dave Ewart, kind of called Dukes over, maybe telling him what to say or whatever, but it doesn't matter. The point is, Boltus, what actually happened on the play. You're right, he got pushed out of bounds, and he kind of went both shoulders over, and it didn't look like he landed especially awkwardly, Ian, just hard into the boards.
Well, something like that, you could have separated shoulders, you could have torn rotator cuffs, you could also just lose your wind. It's possible. I never played with boards around. I never ran into boards, and even though there's padding on it, that doesn't look like a lot of fun, especially when it's a 250-pound guys on your back. So obviously there's more injuries.
I got to tell you, the way the trainers are holding Boltus, they're kind of
collarbone.
They're kind of pulling up on him. Now, you wouldn't grab someone by the shoulder pads area if he had a separated shoulder, so it could be a win situation. We can hope that's what it is. We should tell you that Adam Kennedy has taken snaps on the field. He will be the new quarterback for the Storm. Now, Boltus is leaning over, and who knows, maybe it's not as bad as it looked, because he is bending over. He's got his hands on his knees, and Ian, you could be right. it could have just been the wind knocked out of him. Now he's trying to see if he's favoring either shoulder. They are looking at that right side. And he gets a nice applause here from the crowd. Now he's, you know what, he's putting a towel over his head with both hands, which you wouldn't do again if you had a separated shoulder.
No,
you wouldn't want to use one. Walking very gingerly, so maybe just full body soreness. And now he turns back towards the huddle to say something. So maybe Jason Bolts is going to be okay. Very impressive get up from him.
Well, maybe he's just trying to give his guys a pep talk.
Sure.
You got to think, you got to look in, maybe it could be ribs as well. Look like he's having some problems breathing and bending over a little bit. But he put his helmet back on.
Yeah.
So I got a funny feeling he goes back in his game. That's a tough kid. I've seen enough of them this year to see that he's a tough kid.
Well, on the play, by the way, right at the 3.5-yard line, play took 7 seconds off the clock. So Adam Kennedy, who has not played since week 2 and he was knocked out of the game, is back on the field. That was at Cleveland. Let's see what play call they have here for Kennedy. He's gotten a lot of snaps in. He's just going to run the ball. Oh, he's going to juke out a defender, and he's going to run into the end zone for a touchdown. Kennedy, I think that was a design play call. Get the defense leading in one way and score. Either way, what a move and a spin move by Kennedy to bring the Storm within a touchdown with 41 seconds to go.
Definitely a called run for the quarterback, but that was supposed to go to the left-hand side. The center actually got blown up a little bit, made him cut back, and then there was a clear lane, just make one guy miss, and then touchdown. I don't know if that's exactly how they drew it up, but the Storm will take it.
So what looked like a really, really bad play in not just this game, but potentially the Storm season, might not be as bad as it looked from an injury standpoint to Boltus. But then they turn around and score. Adam Kennedy getting a lot of glad taps on the helmet from his teammates, including Boltus, who goes down underneath the tunnel. 41 seconds left now, a pretty critical juncture coming up in this game. Storm, that's right on the cutoff point, 41 seconds, Ian, where you consider onside kicking it or not.
That's the number, 41?
It's right there, because, again, if you kick it deep, that 40, we're probably about 35 seconds. Certainly conceivably come up with a stop on defense. And on the other side of that coin, if Arizona took a while to score, you probably wouldn't have enough time to answer. So I'm going to guess they kick it deep here, and the defense has to come up with a play.
Sure, and there must be some kind of a chart where they break. No, there usually has to be.
Onside kick chart?
Yeah, onside kick chart, because it's obviously a huge part of the league. And once again, the charts are great, but I guess you also have to go by the flow of the game as well. And it's hard to give the ball to somebody on the 10-yard line when there's 38 seconds left or something like that. I think that'd be tough for me.
Well, the other factor here that's obviously different than an ordinary situation is the quarterback. Boltus, who's come back from out underneath the tunnel. I mean, maybe just leave it in the hands of your defense. Don't face the prospect of Arizona getting the ball, scoring quickly, and then you have to either give it to a shaky Boltus or a out of touch as far as being in the game Kennedy. So now that maybe factors in the decision to possibly kick it deep here. Either way, 41 seconds to go in the first half. Very entertaining first half for Storm fans here at Amalie Arena. Don't see that any Phoenix people made the trip. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at one. No, wait. Oh, there's a kid with a Rattler jersey. And his mom, maybe. 3 people with Rattler gear on. Good job.
I'm pretty sure he's a hometown guy that just probably bought that in a swap meet or something like that. No, here comes the onside.
Kick. Offsides, by the way. And it falls out of bounds. So actually interesting that the offsides flag came out way back at the 10. There's another one deep down the field, so there could be multiple penalties here with 40 seconds to go. Ball fell out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. Arizona may start it a little bit deeper in than that. So I guess the chart for the score, maybe it was started at 40 seconds, not 41.
Well, I tell you what, it's in week 9, and
team, only one player on the left side of the kicker. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Out of all the onside kicks we've seen this year, I want to say probably getting close to 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Has there not been a penalty on 13 or 14 of them? It just seems like maybe they don't practice that enough, unfortunately.
Ball goes right into the Geico blue zone, you all know, between the 15 and the 10-yard line. Not that I have to remind you this, but just 15 minutes with Geico can save you 15% on car insurance. The best sponsorship in all of professional sports. It's where the Rattlers have the ball. Davila has all the time in the world. Finally unloads it, and it's intercepted! Cortez Stubbs! Nick Davila could have taken a dance lesson in the time he had to throw the ball, and somehow the secondary hung tight to make that interception. So 33 seconds on the clock. The bad news is they're 49 yards away, but the good news is Arizona doesn't score, and Jason Boltes is back on the field.
Well, there's always good news when you intercept the ball, regardless where the ball ends up. Chase Deatter was actually wide open in the corner of the end zone, and Davila didn't catch him, and he caught him late. And a great play by the defender breaking on the ball. And those are the plays that maybe the Storm didn't make earlier in the season, and that's the difference in the game.
Well, again, the idea was to be within a score at the half, but if they could actually somehow get 49 yards here and a touchdown in 33 seconds, then you're in great shape. They're just trying to get out of the 1 yard line, and they barely do. It was complete to Philip Barnett. Ball on the ground, but Kevin Guy wants a fumble. Forward progress was stopped, but he might have gotten a yard. 24 seconds on the clock. And great defense there by Arizona because they knew that the short play was coming. Still, we got to go back to the last play. Cortez Stubbs with the interception. The clock is going to wind. I don't know if the Storm are cognizant of this. They might just want to get this thing to the half. Down by 7. No, they don't. They call timeout with 17 seconds left. By Lawrence Samuel's reaction.
30-second charge timeout to Tampa Bay. That is their first of this half.
Wouldn't mind some extra time being placed on the clock. But remember, Ian, if you're the Storm, and the reason I say you might just want to get it to the half, if they take too long and don't get a first down here, well, they would have to kick it on 4th down. You couldn't just, at the 1 yard line in this instance, chance turning it over to Arizona. So still, that was a huge interception either way.
No doubt. And Alvarado doesn't have as strong a leg as Peterson had from back in the day. And you also think about your quarterback just got shaken up a little bit. And you have 17 seconds, so maybe it's a better thing to go into the locker room, sneak the ball, go into the locker room, and get out of here, let him rest a little bit before they make a really big mistake.
Well, the thing at that is I don't think they'll be able to pull that off because Arizona's got all of its timeouts, and there's no way their head coach, Kevin Guy, is going to just let that approach go. I'm just looking if it gets to a 4th down here, and there will probably be about 8 seconds or so on the clock, the Storm would have to kick it deep there and then just make one more play. But, they want to try and score. Maybe even themselves try a field goal here at the end of the half. Again, the Storm will get the ball to start the second half. So a field goal here would cut the margin to 4 and we take the lead early. Yeah, as Gregory was in motion, Bolton says, hold up, playa. Might be going to him. Needing to get rid of the ball is Bolton. He's got Tolliver wide open. He catches it to 17-20. Jukes around a defender. Gets it out of bounds. What a job by T.T. Tolliver across midfield. 11 seconds left. Ian, what a magnificent effort.
Absolutely. 11 seconds left. Got the ball out of bounds. Maybe that's not the most important thing now with 2 timeouts still, but it can hurt. You can get 2 plays in here in 10 seconds, and then maybe they go for a field goal, and that 3 points could be big by the end of the game. Or there's plenty of time to score a touchdown as well. Yeah,
with 22 yards to go in 11 seconds, you're looking at 3, maybe if it gets down to the nitty-gritty, 4 plays, but definitely 3. 1st and 10 for the Storm at the Arizona 22. They trail 35-28, but a big interception. Boltus gets rid of it. He's got Barnett out there, catches the ball at the 8-yard line. Desperation pass as Boltus was under pressure and is slow to get up.
Oh, boy.
And you see one of the receivers for the Storm motioning to one of the offensive linemen. Come on, protect my boy. An amazing completion.
Yeah, and Boltus is, he's just trying to make it through this half and catches bearings a little bit because he's been getting belted.
You know what? They should call timeout with 6 seconds
left. Why
not?
They got 2.
You don't need to use 2 timeouts necessarily if you go to the end zone, but Boltus is just going to tough his way out there. Now they have 2 plays from the 8-yard line. 6 seconds. That was a huge completion. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, Arizona recovers. And a timeout.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by Arizona. First down.
And, oh, man, the Storm failed. I mean, Boltus might have been a little eager there. So a missed opportunity, and I don't know if Arizona might just try a kick here. No, Davila's coming on the field. Let's see the replay. It was a good snap, just didn't come up with it. Credit Arizona for being all over that ball.
Yeah, and this has been a problem all year long with that quarterback-center exchange and pre-snap reads, pre-snap mistakes. Those are the plays at the end of the game you talk about. Let's break down what happened. We did this, and there's always a couple reasons why they don't win the game, but it's almost self-induced quite often.
Timeout. Tampa Bay, second charge of this half. 30-second timeout.
That's a smart timeout, because the message here has got to be, why doesn't everyone just go to the end of the field? They were in a normal-looking defensive alignment. Man, Ian, let's go over that last play before the fumble, though. I mean, not only was it Boltus just on his way to the turf, flinging the ball out as hard as he could, but Barnett not having an easy catch, and he makes it up against the wall. Went for 15 yards.
Well, I mean, it was great to that point, and we were talking about 5 seconds of play, in for 1 second, and maybe get in the end zone or get a field goal. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way. So you got to take care of that football. You can't have that ball on the ground, and that's the most elementary thing in football is a quarterback getting the ball from the center. That should never be a problem.
Sure, people watching us back in Arizona are going, well, it's fair game because that Nick Davila interception on their books never should have happened, I'm sure. Davila's going to throw it short here, and Windsor gets it at his 15. He cuts across the field. He's going to get tackled down, I think. Gets out of bounds, pushed out of bounds. That's going to end the half. James
that
Harrell,
is the end of the first half.
Smartly, no fouls by the Storm there. That would have been Arizona's only hope. So, could have been better, could have been worse. The Storm will get it to start the second half, so they can get back even right away. With the Storm, Boltus had the 8 touchdowns last week in a loss, and he only has 1 touchdown tonight, but that really doesn't tell the story because he's run for 1. His backup came in 1 play after he was hurt to run for 1, and then Gerald Young had the kickoff return. So Boltus is actually having a decent game and under a lot of pressure, but statistically, 11 of 18 for 179 yards and just the 1 score, though the yards are a ton. Julius Gregory, 4 catches for 52 yards. T.T. Tolliver, 3 for 81, and the touchdown to Gerald Young on his lone catch. On the other hand, Davila has a few more yards and all the touchdowns, 12 of 16 for 196 and 4, but threw that interception late in the first half. Chase DeAdder, folks, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, and 48 yards. It's a pretty even game, and the Storm will look to even it up when they get the ball to start off the second half. Right now, it's Arizona 35, Tampa Bay 28. This is Storm Radio.
Storm fans, 2016 Bright House Flex plans are on sale now, starting at just $12.50 a ticket. Flex plans start at an 8-ticket minimum and include parking, pregame field passes, and autographs. Get the most versatile ticket plan by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayStorm.com. The Tampa Bay Storm, celebrating 25 seasons of arena football.
Exercise your options at LA Fitness. Stop by and see all of the amenities we have to offer, including state-of-the-art equipment, group fitness classes, cycling, aqua fitness, yoga, racquetball, and more. With 25 locations in the Tampa Bay area, LA Fitness lets you exercise your options. Whether you give 20 minutes or 60 minutes, you'll love the way you feel at LA Fitness. Give it a try and call 1-800-LA-FITNESS or visit LAFitness.com today.
The second half of tonight's Tampa Bay Storm game is about to get underway. With a call of the action, here are Derek Sharp and Ian Beckles.
And right now the Storm trailing at 35-28, but about to receive the second half kickoff. There's halftime stats presented by Burger King. Take a break from boredom at Burger King. I know you're a big fan of the Whopper, but a triple Whopper or something.
What?
Can you imagine a triple Whopper?
Are you being serious? Is there a triple Whopper?
Hey, buddy.
A natural gas water heater helps you use less energy.
Son, would you hurry up in there? We're going to be late.
And I did call Friday. Damn it.
Yeah.
I hate when I doubt myself.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
People's Gas. We're delivering the natural gas that helps you save energy at home. Learn about our energy conservation rebates at peoplesgas.com/home.
Hey, John, how long did Odorizzi have that?
When you drive at night?
failing to see a pedestrian can be fatal.
Got it.
As a matter of fact, over 75% of pedestrian and bicyclist fatalities occur at night, and most drivers say they never saw them. What will it take for you to see them? Always look for pedestrians and bicyclists, especially at night. And if you're walking or riding your bike, make sure you can be seen. Alert tonight, alive tomorrow, because safety doesn't happen by accident.
This is Storm Football.
Storm hanging around. 48-42 they trail with 13:49 to go. Really short kick and a stop short of the goal line and lead to a situation where it was almost like an onside kick. And thankfully for Arizona's perspective, Anthony Amos realized this.
The ball hit the field of play, then hit the wall by rule. It's dead and placed at the spot. First down.
Reason we said it had seemed like a long time since the Storm scored. It had been. Philip Barnett, who caught his second touchdown of the game just now, had scored 2.5 minutes in to the second half, and then it had been Arizona dominating the rest of the way. So just enough for the Storm to hang around, and listen, the ball's at the 2-yard line, so chance here for the Storm defense again. But last drive, it was a big completion on first down out to the 20. This time Davila, Rod Windsor dropped it and thought probably an optical illusion a Storm player could have come up with it, but that's a shocker to see Rod Windsor let a ball go through his hands like that.
Yeah, there's been probably 2 or 3 drops already, maybe 4. We saw Chase Deotter drop a couple, and now Windsor drop one. So Davila's numbers could be a lot different, but he's just trying to score a touchdown here to gain back that momentum.
The Storm finally putting an interception up. That was late in the first half. Cortez Stubbs before that. I'll give you the numbers after this play. 2nd and 10. And a pitch out to Deatter, and he gets knocked down. Thought he was going to get around the 5, but does squeeze up to around the 7-yard line as James Harrell and Cortez Stubbs combine on that tackle. Yeah, it had been in 3 and nearly a half of action for Davila against the Storm. He had thrown 30 touchdowns to 0 picks. So the Storm at least got one on that, but Davila's numbers, not just against the Storm, but against everybody, pretty crazy. But maybe a stop here for at least a chance. 3rd and 5 at the 7, Arizona. Windsor's the man in motion out left, so he gets a little head start, and that's where the ball's going. And that's going to be a completion. Really, really easy pitch and catch there for Davila. But you always got to give him credit for zinging it in there. There is a flag, and it looks like this may be coming back. I didn't see that originally in. Did you? It's a holding.
Holding, number 72 with a takedown. The penalty is half the distance.
Boy, you know, that sounded like an official, Riley Johnson, who was getting a lot of complaining. And so as if to say, it was a takedown. You can't do that. Quit your complaining. That's kind of how I read that one.
He's like that referee that gave him a flag for giving that guy the business that time for way back in the day. I like his explanation.
Yeah. If the team you call the penalty on is giving you crap, like, hey man, it was a takedown. What do you want me to do? So instead of ball at the 17, it is 3rd and 9 at the 4 for Arizona. Crowd trying to get into it. Deatter, the man in motion, and that's where the ball is going. And incomplete. He was well covered this time, Cortez Stubbs, and so it's going to come to a 4th down here. Does Arizona dare kick it? No, they're going to go for it here. So obviously this is the play of the game, not only to get the stop for the Storm, but if they do, they'll have it on the doorstep. And let's see if this crowd can make some noise. We've been in a lot of noisy buildings this year. Orlando comes to mind. Phoenix, even Cleveland. I didn't mean to say it like that. Cleveland, not even Cleveland. Every place we've been has brought the noise.
Even Philadelphia?
Even Philadelphia.
Yes.
That's better. 4th down here. Davila back to pass. He's under a little pressure. Going to go deep with it. And do they call a flag? They do. No, it's incomplete.
No.
It looked like the ref was going to throw a flag. And instead, it's incomplete. Cortez Stubbs on the coverage. Anthony Amos was the player who tripped. It looked like he was going to throw a flag, Ian.
Wow.
He didn't. Not complaining.
Well, I'm glad he did. It looked like they just got their legs all tied up, and to me, that wasn't a defender, trying to get leverage. So that's the big play that they needed right there.
That is exactly it. That's the play where every game leading up to this, that flag comes out of the ref's pocket. And you're like, oh, so close, but not quite there yet. And that is such a small thing that becomes, the reason you lose. It's such a big thing. And so, fortunately, it's true. They did just become tangled up, and the Storm get it at the Arizona 4-yard line, trailing by 6 with plenty of time to go, 10:45. But the huge stop there by the defense, helped out by the takedown on offense. Boltus going to loft it up for Gregory, who's held up, but the ball was going to be out of bounds anyway. 2nd down and goal coming up for the Storm at the 4-yard line. So this is kind of what we've been alluding to the last 2 weeks, Ian. And this is certainly a time in the game where you have to score. You can't fiddle-faddle around.
Tell you what, it's still very funky between the quarterback exchange and the center from Boltus. I'm scared that's going to happen again. That wasn't the cleanest exchange right there. And you got to give your receiver a chance to get up and get that ball.
2nd and goal, technically the 3-yard line. It's just inside the 4. They're calling it the 3. 3 receivers to the right. One's crossing, and that's where he's going, and that's a touchdown. Jason Boltus hits Philip Barnett for his 3rd touchdown of the second half. And with the extra point coming, the Storm can take the lead.
I'll tell you what, that's a great route and a great recognition from Boltus to get that ball out quickly. That window is not going to be open that long, and he got it in there right in Barnett's chest, and time to take the lead.
Well, Delbert Alvarado, I'm not going to give you his numbers until after this kick because I don't want to jinx anything.
Please don't.
I'm not jinxing anything. I'm just whistling Dixie.
Nice.
And there's the extra point. He is perfect. 17 for 17 since starting off as a Storm kicker. And the Tampa Bay Storm lead the Arizona Rattlers 49-48 with 9:26 to play. This is Storm Radio.
Storm fans, 2016 Bright House Flex plans are on sale now, starting at just $12.50 a ticket. Flex plans start at an 8-ticket minimum and include parking, pregame field passes, and autographs. Get the most versatile ticket plan by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayStorm.com. The Tampa Bay Storm, celebrating 25 seasons of arena football.
Hi, your house here.
What?
No, really, it's me, your house. We gotta talk.
Seriously?
Yeah, look, did you know I'm wasting your energy and money?
Oh, the electric bill.
Exactly, but Tampa Electric can help.
Really?
Sure. Just call Tampa Electric for a free home energy audit. An energy analyst will come over and inspect my ductwork and insulation.
For real?
Check windows and doors for leaks. Examine heating and cooling systems. Look at all the places I waste energy.
Wow.
The analyst will recommend energy efficiency solutions and even offer you rebates. How cool is that?
That is cool. Hey, wait a minute, House, have you always been able to talk?
Yup.
Then why didn't you?
Didn't want to creep you out, man.
Uh-huh.
Get your free home energy audit and start saving energy and money at your house. Call Tampa Electric today at 813-275-3909 or visit tampaelectric.com/save. Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
This is Storm Football.
Storm lead it in a game they trailed by 13. Here comes the kick by Alvarado, 9:26 to go. Amos will field it off the net, brings it up to the 5, tries to go down the right sideline and gets tripped up just near the 15. T.T. Tolliver with the tackle. So the Storm, you got to go back to that stop, Ian. I mean, that's something your defense has to provide you, and I think, the defense has been making those strides, but you don't actually see the results of that until you see the results of that, and so that's why this is a game. Now, it almost feels like asking too much for another stop. The Storm have taken it from Arizona twice, once via the interception, once turnover on downs. The Rattlers start this one at their 12-yard line. Man in motion was Matthews, looking short and now looking intermediate to Matthews. Oh, my goodness. A hard hit, and Harrell pushes Matthews into the boards. He drops the ball. Let's hope he gets up. It wasn't the hit, it was the landing.
Oof.
And I don't know if it was head first into the boards.
Oh, no, that was head first.
But man,
Oof.
oh man, let's hope Matthews is okay. He's obviously shaken up.
Wow.
And he's going to go out of this game. Matthews had a nice couple of games for this Rattlers team out of New Mexico State. It's kind of funny, not a lot of Arizona college players on the Rattlers, but they get guys from New Mexico and a lot from Texas, so it makes sense. So Harrell pushes Matthews into the wall, and he is okay, but he's obviously going to take a playoff, or at least a playoff.
He might take a few more than that. I mean, if he didn't go head first, his neck felt all of that, so I know he felt that one.
Amos, a very capable receiver, might have been offsides, is into the game, and they're going to throw underneath for Windsor, and that's a first down right at the marker on the 22-yard line. It is funny to see, and listen, Kevin Guys obviously knows more about coaching arena football than I do. Actually, they're going to call him short. I thought he was at the marker. Wow. Anything close to the marker is a first down in arena football, and they got him a yard short, so I'm sorry I misspoke. But Anthony Amos, with more than 100 catches as a rookie last year with Spokane, kind of just is the fourth receiver, literally. They do have a running threat here, Arizona Benson. He's going to get the handoff, and he's going to get around the grasp of Everett Dawkins. Storm wanted a hold on that outside. The Arizona player is down. He's going to pop back up. Maybe we're talking about Hayworth Hicks, offensive lineman. It is going to be a first down. I should probably mention that, but now we're worried about Hayworth Hicks, the offensive lineman for Arizona. One of the Storm trainers is checking him out, and they're summoning the Arizona training staff, obviously. But yeah, Michael Benson, a guy who, again, if you rank the running backs, Hicks is going off the field. He gets a nice round of applause here. If you rank the running backs in arena football, Derek Ross has to go first on top of the list, but Michael Benson is right there at number 2, along with Philadelphia's Jeremy Richardson. There are not a whole bunch of running backs in the league. Those are your 3. And solid option there. Made it look easy, didn't he?
Well, I mean, I'm amazed at his foot quickness. I mean, he really has quick feet. I mean, for a guy his size.
275 pounds?
Yeah. I mean, once again, he's all off 300, but I think he's got great feet.
FAMU product. I want to say went to Palm Bay High School in Melbourne. Gets the first down, 23-yard line. Davila, he might actually run the ball this time. There was so much open field. Again, a second play in a row that the Storm, Benji McDowell, their coach on the field, is begging for a holding call. And I think that was actually more of just a push down to the ground. It looked like Everett Dawkins was held, but that was just the way he was kind of stretching his body, contorting to try to get to the quarterback. Yeah, that would be Davila's 7th rushing attempt all year.
Wow.
And this is his 9th game. And in those previous 6 rushing attempts, minus 9 yards.
Wow.
So I'm guessing those were kneel downs. He does have 1 touchdown, just got 3 there. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. 49-48 Storm lead at 2nd and 7 for Arizona, just across midfield. Under pressure, Davila finds Deatter. He won't get to the end zone, so there goes that theory that if he's not going to score, he's not interested in catching the ball. It's a first down inside the 10.
Well, here's a time, you were talking earlier about a couple different games earlier this season where somebody got an interception to end the game, and it seems like more often than not that happens in arena football, but we got to get that late interception to change this whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, they got an early interception, which is a big deal, keep the game close, but let's end the game on interception. We've had a couple of situations we could have won games and threw interceptions late, so it's time to make that big play on defense.
First and goal, a little bit of a bobble there, but Davila fields it. Now he's just going to try and run it up against the pressure. Oh, Jimmy Gordon wishes he'd got him down about a half yard further up the field. Would have been a sack.
Still close.
Would have been a sack.
Yeah.
Let's see where they mark it. If it's 2nd and 10, it's not a sack. It's right on the line of scrimmage. Oh, man, but still.
Boo.
That could have been a sack so easily. Instead, it's just
like they gave him 1 foot.
A 0-yard run. 5.5 minutes to go. Yeah, you're talking about interceptions. The guy who ended the game for Cleveland to beat the Storm Monday night, Marvin Ross, had a pick 6 last night to beat Philadelphia. When Cleveland was up 7, they win by 14. There's a pitch over to Deatter, and he gets nice blocking. Harold tries to tackle him. He pushes him out of bounds right around the 3-yard line. So 5:10 to go and counting. They're going to spot him at the 4. I got to say, the Storm have been getting the benefit of some spots here. The non-sack spot notwithstanding.
And the Rattlers really like that little quick pitch toss to Deatter. The only thing, if he drops that, he's dropped balls before, I think that would be a fumble because the ball's getting pitched behind the line of scrimmage. So look for them maybe to go back to that maybe one more time.
3rd and goal, Storm up by a point, but Arizona at the 4-yard line. As I say, 3rd and goal. Windsor sits down, but he's well covered, and Davila is just going to have to get rid of it. So they knew that Windsor was the intended receiver. The Jack linebacker, Seth Williams, because it was a short field, was able to really sit down. And Davila had to look for some secondary receivers, and they were well covered also. So now 4th down and goal. If you're Kevin Guy, do you consider a field goal maybe to take the lead? I guess not. 4:17 to go to the Storm. With the crowd as loud as it's gotten all day, this would be something, a second consecutive stop. 4th and goal at the 4. DeAtter's been the touchdown guy. He's got a head of steam in motion. He gets chucked at the line. That's going to be a penalty. And there's a sack, and it's not going to count. A sack on the play. Can you believe this? By Everett Dawkins. But I think the refs are going to get the Storm. Oh, wait. They might pull the flag up. It sounds like they're going to say no penalty. And if it's so, it's a sack by Everett Dawkins and Storm ball. The Storm defensive backs both applauded.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The ball will go over on downs, first down.
Okay, they were going to call that. I thought it was a chuck.
No, had to be on offense. Absolutely not.
Oh, wow, okay.
No. He wound up and he swung, and he was definitely the aggressor there.
Well, there was definitely contact, and when you see contact and an immediate flag, you assume it's on the defense. So Everett Dawkins with the sack of Nick Davila, and the Storm with a second stop in a row. We're going to take a break. Storm lead it 49-48 with 4 minutes to go. This is Storm Radio.
Pretzel sticks, turkey pinwheel, veggie platter, hashtag party fail. Here's a thought. Something bold, something unexpected, something like a flavor-packed feast that'll make everyone happy. It's not party science. It's Qdoba Mexican Eats Catering. Choose flavor.
Sign up for our rewards program at Qdoba.com and earn free food. Qdoba. Choose flavor.
We're Amalie Motor Oil. In all 50 states, in over 100 countries for more than 100 years, we've been the company that keeps the gears turning, the pistons firing, and the machinery moving. Amalie Motor Oil is the largest family-owned, privately held manufacturer of superior quality motor oils and industrial lubricants in North America. Our products speak for themselves. Amalie Motor Oil, better than it has to be since 1903. Available at Advance Auto Parts locations.
And the ball is complete coming out of the timeout. It was a short break. T.T. Tolliver, and that's going to get the Storm inside the 10-yard line. Huge play there. So a sack and a bomb on consecutive plays. Ian, we constantly harp on the Storm not making the plays at the end of games. They're making them right now.
They're making them now, and they're making the big plays, and they're making the plays that are essential, and their stars are coming out to play. So they got to continue right here. I think Jason Boltis has a little momentum, and offensively we have momentum. We got Mo.
Absolutely have Mo. That was from the 10, 31 yards to the 8-yard line of Arizona. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Storm, who lost the first time they played Arizona 60-27, who the odds makers felt were 3 touchdowns weaker than Arizona, lead this one 49-48 with 3 minutes and counting. Normally this is where I would say, hey, work the clock. No, just score. And if you go up by 8, worry about defending a 2-point maybe conversion down the road. Just get your points here. 2:50 to go. Arizona has all of its timeouts if you're curious. 1st and goal after the big play by T.T. Tolliver. Incomplete. Julius Gregory wants an interference call against Al Phillips, but he's not going to get it. 2:37 and counting. It's 2nd and goal at the 8.
We better watch. He doesn't get an unsportsmanlike conduct. He's 100% right. The defensive back was draped all over his back before the ball. And as a wide receiver, you're going to feel that as the ball is in the air. But it didn't happen. You don't always get the call.
Jason Boltis, incidentally, on the night after that scare, looked like he was hurt maybe at the end of the first half. 20 for 33, 301 yards and 4 scores. 3 of the touchdowns to Philip Barnett, who is in the slot right now. I'm sorry, in the man in motion on the left. Tolliver in the slot. Gregory, the 3rd receiver. And oh no, Gregory's going to get called for motion. And all of a sudden, 2 minutes on the clock. The Storm are going to be goal to go way back at the 18-yard line. And that's the last thing you want, is for it to be a tough situation.
Offsides by the high motion man. 10-yard penalty on the offense. 2nd down.
Now it becomes really tricky. You got to get a good chunk here on this next play. 2 minutes to go, and the clock will wind. This probably will be the last play before the 1-minute warning. 1:54 and counting. And boy, after 2 stops in a row by your defense, you hate to just hand it back to Arizona, even if you're ahead by a point. Gregory, the man in motion again, same format. And that is going to get some of those yards back to inside around the 10-yard line. 1:37, and they can take it down to the 1-minute warning, but if they choose to do so, either way, it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 9. Nail-biting time here for the Storm. Let's see if they look interested in running a play here before the 1-minute warning.
Either way, I think the Storm are in a great situation right now, I would think. Even if they give the ball up with 50 seconds left, they still have a good chance to get the ball back and score if they happen to give up that touchdown. Plus, you got to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
And you got to have some confidence in your defense that they're going to make a play.
All right, so it's the 1-minute warning. The offense has to make a play right now, though. 49-48, Storm lead it. But they have a 3rd down and goal from the 9 when we come back to Storm Radio.
The playoffs. They're serious. A time to focus, to get down to business. But here's the thing. If you can't find the passion, the excitement, and the energy in the moment, you're going nowhere. This is a team powered by the passion of its fans. And if we're going to rise to the top, your voices will do the lifting. The Tampa Bay Lightning, be the Thunder. 2016-17 season tickets are on sale now at TampaBayLightning.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Condra. Hockey is a game of zone management. We charge the offensive zone to score and protect our goal in the defensive zone. In Florida, it's important to know your zone too. If you live in a flood or evacuation zone, plan your attack before emergency strikes. Go to flgetaplan.com to build your family emergency and evacuation plans today.
Discover the charm of Tampa's downtown arts district when you stay at the Barrymore Hotel. Located right along the scenic Riverwalk, enjoy splendid city views and unique local art. Be entertained with our flexible event space and professional catering team. Indulge at Waterworks Bar and Grill with farm-to-table dining, handcrafted cocktails, and Florida craft beers. The Barrymore Hotel. Hospitality is an art. Experience a masterpiece. Book now at barrymorehotel.com, sponsor of the Tampa Bay Storm.
This is Storm football.
Minute to go, and that ball is incomplete, knocked down by Chase DeAdder, and so now the Storm, after all of this, faces a 4th down and goal with 55 seconds to go at Arizona's 9-yard line. Wouldn't it just be horrific? Good play there by DeAdder, and also good pressure by the front 4 for the Storm after 2 stops in a row turned in by its defense to not be able to take advantage. You see the Arizona players on the bench all up, pulling for the defense to make one more play. Still plenty of things could happen here, but man, it would be great if the Storm could score on this 4th down and goal. 2 receivers to the left, and then Tolliver will join them in motion here on 4th and goal. Barnett's crossing, and it's Tolliver in the middle of the zone, and he scores! Huge play for the Tampa Bay Storm. Touchdown. Tolliver doesn't want to get up, and a flag comes out late. Whatever it is, it's after the play. I don't know what the call's going to be, but massive play there for the Storm. Wow. Now, I got to tell you, if it's against the Storm, it makes for a longer extra point. Not really scary right now with a 7-point margin, but you would prefer to get the short extra point in an 8-point lead.
Yeah, not scary now until they miss it, and then it becomes scary. But Jason Boltis, that might be one of his better throws of the game right there. A little late, but hitting Tolliver in the back of the end zone, and he threaded the needle. And now we just got to get this extra point, and that's it. It becomes the most important play of the game becomes as on the end of a kicker's foot, which always kind of scares me.
Yeah, difference between a 7 and an 8-point game obviously is pretty important. As if you're the Storm, here's the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the scoring team.
Oh, yeah.
10-yard unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
Little things.
Administered on the extra point.
Yeah, good decision. Great decision by the head coach, Kevin Guy, to make this now. Delbert Alvarado hasn't missed, but he hasn't tried to kick this long. It becomes a much hairier proposition from 28 yards. And right now the margin is 7. Boy, what a unnecessary celebration that could turn out to be if this is missed. It's up, and it is good. Delbert Alvarado splits the freaking uprights, and he has been a huge pickup for the team, so that makes it 56-48 with 48 seconds left.
Well, I'm going to say this. The Storm haven't won a game this year yet. But right now, they got to act like they've been there before and finish this thing up. Because, one thing that's happened, Arizona's come back from deficits before. They're used to winning. And they got a lot of players on that bench and on that field right now that are used to making plays at the end of the game. So, don't exhale yet, Storm, because that you'll be sick to your stomach if you lose this game, because you got a pretty darn good football team on the ropes right now.
And with that touchdown, Tolliver had all the catches and receptions, but that was his first touchdown of the game. That gives him 100 in a Storm uniform. And so that makes him the first player in arena history with at least 100 touchdowns for two different teams, Orlando being the other. Great job there, and just got a nice little recognition by the crowd. And now I think he got the ball and put it away, but now he's worried about maintaining this lead. It's funny, ordinarily you would consider onside kick here, but I don't see the Storm doing it.
No, I wouldn't think so. And it's amazing that T.T. Tolliver catches a touchdown pass and then he goes and gets some water and goes right back on the field and goes out in the kickoff team. Yep. And this is obviously very important kickoff coverage as well.
48 seconds to go. Game's not over yet, obviously, but it certainly has turned around as the Storm have scored 21 points in a row on Arizona. And they do kick it deep. And really deep. It might go right off the bar. It does. Well fielded by Amos. And he's got something here. Up to the 10, 15, across the 20. He's going to get tackled right across midfield. So that shortens the field considerably for Nick Davila. He and the Arizona Rattlers have to go 23 yards in what would be 42 seconds. They have all their timeouts, do the Rattlers.
And they obviously going to try to score a touchdown, then the two-point conversion. If they don't get the two-point conversion, then they still have room to get the onside kick themselves. So there's still a lot of football left.
Yeah, you want to make them take as long as possible if you're here. The Storm over the middle. That didn't take long. Down to around the 6-yard line. 37 seconds. That's Matthews. And keeping them out of the end zone might be tricky. The two-point conversion might be where the Storm have to come up with something. They call timeout, does Arizona, with 30 seconds left. So as I say, already at the 6-yard line, I think clock isn't a factor anymore.
Please reset the clock to 34 seconds.
34 seconds.
That is Arizona's first charge to the second half.
Well, just like that, the Storm scoring, I'm not going to say has been canceled out because they needed to score, but the time part of it is out the window. Now it's just about, yeah, sure, they just did it. Maybe you keep Arizona off the board in 4 plays if possible, but really it might come down to what happens on that two-point conversion play. 6-yard line's where the ball is, 34 seconds left.
It's really a conundrum for your boy Kevin Guy because
you don't want to score too soon.
You don't want to score too soon, or you don't want to score too late either. You don't want to score with 5 seconds left because you missed a two-point conversion. You still have to get the onside kick, and so you don't know if you want to leave 10 seconds on. And
I think
it's a tough situation.
I think we're looking at a running play here, designed to get the clock down to about 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. And then set
so
up
how much time
down.
do you ultimately want to score with, would you say? 10
seconds?
Arizona,
probably about 10. I mean, preferably under 10.
Okay.
Because technically the Storm could get into at least a makeable field goal range. Referee says put the game clock back to 25. The play clock, I'm sorry. Let's see if they run it here. No, they're going to throw it. It was deflected by Dominique Pittman and hung in the air. Not the best throw that Nick Davila has made. It only took 1 second off the clock, and incidentally, not that the clock really matters at this point.
He almost caught that. I mean, that would have been a very, very tough catch. You don't see too many defensive ends making that catch, but threw it right in his chest.
Surprised at that play call because, again, maybe, you know what, that was always designed to get a short gain anyway. So now you got all 3 receivers to the left, 33 seconds. That only took 1 second off the clock. 2nd and goal for Arizona at the Storm 6. No, they're going for the end zone, or at least trying to. Davila under pressure, lofts it, and we have a flag. If that's a holding, either way, incomplete pass. Let's see what the call is. If this is a 10-yarder, wow, what a big call it would be. It's in the area of holding. They're asking the Storm if they want to decline it because it would bring up 3rd down, but I say you accept it and knock them back because it's a spot foul. The flag was at the 9. Taken back to the 19.
Looks like
I guess it's a decision, 3rd and goal at the 6 or 2nd and goal at the 19.
Holding offense number 70, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Let's see if it is a spot foul. Remember, it was that takedown. No, it's going to go 10 yards to the 16. Either way, it was that takedown penalty against Arizona that led to that first stop by the Storm when it was a 6-point game. And they had gotten a first down. So a couple of key penalties against Arizona's offensive line. With 27 seconds left, it's 2nd and goal for Arizona. Storm leaded by 8, 56-48. Matthews gets ahead of steam in motion to the left.
Left guard moved.
And we got another penalty. 2nd ticked off the clock, which I'm sure they'll put back on. But Arizona's sort of imploding a bit here.
Offense number 75, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people want to just blame offensive linemen for getting penalties, and they deserve to get blamed. But these are induced by defensive players coming after them. Okay, when you see holding penalties, that's because a defender is overpowering you. Or when you see an offensive lineman jumping early, that's because he's worried about the defender's speed.
Sideline warning charge to Tampa. First warning, coach being on the field too far.
Okay, thank goodness they just decided a warning because there is a flag on the field. And Benji McDowell is turning around saying, I got you. I'm not going to come out on the field any further because you don't want to hand any more yards. 21-yard line now. Was once at the 6. 27 seconds left to go for Arizona. It's 2nd and goal, mind you. Davila looking deep, and he's got Windsor popping open into the end zone for a touchdown. Now there's 21 seconds left. That's the good news. Of course, the bad news is Arizona just scored. Down by 2. They've got to get this 2-point conversion.
Time for somebody to make a play.
Yep.
Okay, defensive lineman get his hands up or something, knocked out in the ball. Defensive player get break up the pass by any means necessary, but you can't let him in here.
Storm were playing, force them to the inside defense, and that's where Windsor went. So now let's see what kind of defense they can come up with. It's 56-54 Storm. Arizona looking to tie it with a 2-point conversion. All 3 receivers to the left. Windsor's the man in motion. Davila chucks it up for Windsor. It's incomplete, but a flag comes out.
That's on defense.
It's going to be a defensive interference. Windsor almost made a great one-handed grab either way, but he was being pushed. And it's
defensive pass interference number 21. Penalty is half the distance.
Yep.
We'll replay the extra point attempt.
Yep.
And now it's at the 1-yard line. Now you got to bring into play the running game, which is a possibility as well.
Yeah, Michael Benson, who is certainly a threat running the ball. 6-year in arena football, 17 touchdowns last year. Definitely a threat to run the ball. Benson has 9 scores this year on 26 carries. It's at the 1-yard line. Again, Arizona looking to tie it with a 2-point conversion. There's a snap. Looked like there was motion. Benson gets stopped. He's short of the goal line. The flag's got to be on Arizona, but no, they're pointing towards Tampa Bay. I thought Arizona moved.
Could be
Are
outside.
You kidding me?
Could be outside.
Oh, my goodness. I thought there was some
offsides, defense number 5.
Yeah, he was offside.
Penalty is half the distance. Replay the extra point.
James Harrell was certainly offsides. I thought there was some movement on Arizona and that was the flag. But a great tackle by the Storm of Benson just shy of the goal line. Goes for naught. Harrell, incidentally, being offsides, had nothing to do with the tackle because he was on the outskirts of the play. That's the frustrating part. But it was a good call. You had to call it. You can't pick up that flag, no doubt.
They're coming with the run again for sure.
2-foot line. Davila's going to sneak it in. Well done. There's a flag in the defensive secondary. That's got to be on the Storm. It looks like Arizona has tied up this game. 21 seconds left. The Storm will have time to answer. That's the good news, but they can't keep Arizona out of the end zone. Well, they did. It looked like twice.
Illegal formation on the defense. That penalty is declined. The 2-point attempt is good.
Okay, this is what concerns me, okay? Now you got the Storm in a situation they've been in quite a few times this year and not succeeded. Yep. Now, sometimes you see a team that hasn't won a game, they look around looking for somebody to mess up, okay? So I think the Rattlers are in a good situation where they've finished this off before, and I don't like our body language at all.
Well, here's the good news if you're the Storm. 21 seconds is more than enough time to set up for a field goal. More than enough time. So you just want to get as far down the field as you can. Hey, maybe you go for the end zone just for kicks on one of the plays. But the Storm have 2 timeouts and 21 seconds, so they will have a chance at a field goal here. Wouldn't hurt their cause if Gerald Young gets a nice kick return. You're right, Ian. It's frustrating, though, because those 2 penalties on the 2-point conversions, both by the letter of the law, were penalties. But in both cases, the actual physical part of the play was a stop. Windsor would not have made that catch, even though he put that one arm out, almost came down with it. And, of course, Benson would have gotten stopped, and it had nothing to do with Harrell being offside. That's the frustrating part, and the fans were booing the refs, but it's not the refs' fault at all.
Absolutely not. And once again, the little things, and there's still 21 seconds left. They figure out a way to score here. You feel good about yourself, and we talked about momentum, and then go to Portland and feel good about yourself, win 2 games in a row. Then we're speaking a little differently of the Storm all of a sudden. Cameron McGlynn, not Gerald Young, is back to receive the kick of Alexander Dejas. Arizona wouldn't dream. I would think they would dream of an onside kick here. You give the ball to the Storm at the 10, which they don't do. McGlynn's going to try and get it off the wall. He does. Tries to get across the 5 and does. 10. That's not a bad starting spot for the Storm. A few seconds tick off the clock. 17 on the clock. Storm player, I got to give credit to, pulling up on what would have been a block in the back. So that gives the ball to the Storm. They're going to mark it right at the 11. 17 seconds to go. Enough time for the Storm, if they execute, to get it across midfield. Again, you can run something over the middle since you have 2 timeouts. I'm thinking maybe get about 10 yards here near midfield, then maybe take 1 shot at the end zone before thinking about getting into field goal position. So let's see how they do it. 1st and 10 at the 11. Gregory in motion to the right of Barnett, of Boltus. Barnett out there as well, up to Tolliver, and that does it. Get it to around midfield. Takes 5 seconds off the clock. A 10-yard, 11-yard gain up to the 22 with 12 seconds left. If there was a place in arena football for kickers to wind up their legs, Dilbert Alvarado would be doing it right now, but he better be getting ready for a possible field goal. Let's see if they try something for the end zone or maybe go short again here. 12 seconds left, ball at the 22. It's going to be Gregory to the right. Barnett is going to be the man in motion to the right, with T.T. Tolliver in an advantageous matchup on the left. Maybe they go deep to T.T. Boltus is going to go long for Barnett, overthrown. And it took 3 seconds off the clock. I'm sorry, 4 seconds. 8 showing now. That play would have been there, Ian. Very odd. T.T. Tolliver didn't run a route at all. Strange. I don't know exactly what he was trying to get accomplished. And he was going to be one-on-one down the field. So I'm not quite sure what was going on right there. Yeah, that was a little strange. Maybe he wanted to clear as much space as possible because he knew it was going to Barnett. Now, if you're the Storm, you got to be thinking field goal. Get maybe around the 15-yard line here is what I'm guessing. 8 seconds left. Gregory and Barnett to the right, same as the last play. Bolts is going to throw it up for Tolliver. He's got a chance here. He catches the ball, and it's a touchdown, Tampa Bay. 3 seconds left. Tolliver looked like he had no shot at it. It was up against the wall. Somehow he was able to cradle the ball on top of the wall and then roll into the field of play with it. Unbelievable. Tell you what, T.T. Tolliver made a catch over his shoulders behind his back. I mean, there's no way he actually saw that ball go into his hands. Amazing catch, and his body was actually over the boards where he caught that, so that was fantastic. Storm don't have the right alignment. They need to call timeout right now. They need to call timeout. Yeah, they got time. 10 seconds left. They got 10 seconds. They cannot botch this extra point. They're up 6 with only 3 seconds left, but you can't leave any points dangling out there just in case. And they don't. Dilbert Alvarado kicks it through, and with just 3 seconds left, the Storm lead it 63-56 after the dramatic touchdown. Unfortunately, a Storm player is down on the field, looks to be in severe pain. Dominique Pittman. I didn't see it. He was the one that came on the field late, and after the play, he hit the ground, looking like maybe he hurt his hand or something like that. So we'll see how that all turns out. Well, it has been a dramatic week so far in arena football. And the Storm looking for their first win of the season. As we chatted about in the pregame, now the teams are started having a meeting at midfield. As we chatted about in the pregame, the Storm undeniably
are a much better team than they were in their first 5 games with Jason Boltis at quarterback. But again, it hadn't resulted in a win. And win or lose in this game, just a monumental improvement once again. But they got to get a W on the ledger. Now we're looking to see if Dominique Pittman gets back up. I didn't see what happened, and we haven't seen a replay, but it's in his arm area. It's not.
Yeah,
his leg area.
He's hurt, and he hit the ground. Actually took his helmet off, which is not usually a good sign. Carrying his shoulder a little bit funny. And once again, he was the one that run on the field late for the extra point field goal. And unfortunately, going into the tunnel, looks like his day's over. But it's almost over. Only 3 seconds left anyway.
Oh, man. Let's hope he's not out for a while. Of course, he's out the rest of this game. So now the Storm, you almost, I would say, pooch kick it here.
I was about to say, you don't want to kick it into
actually,
that net.
If you pooch kick it, Arizona basically has to give up on the play, because if they decide to field it, the 3 seconds are going to run out. So if you pooch kick it, you're guaranteed to the right spot of the field, say the 10 or the 15-yard line, you're guaranteed that Arizona's going to have to do a 35-yard touchdown pass on the last play of the game. So T.T. Tolliver, by the way, on that day where he gets the 100th touchdown, that was kind of a given. I'm thinking we'll have to ask him. Hopefully we get him after the game, and hopefully there's the win. They just finish off. We'll have to ask him which touchdown was more memorable, really? 100 or 101, because 101 was pretty darn good. 9 catches, by the way, for Tolliver, 182 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. Jason Boltis has thrown for 358 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Storm trailed in this game 48-35, and they now lead it 63-56.
They're trying to call a timeout.
Ooh, and well, we know what kind of kick they're going to do. That was a pooch kick.
Timeout, Tampa Bay.
Huh. Well, with the alignment for Arizona, and you know what the timeout's for? The up man, who usually would be at the 5-yard line, was standing up at the 15. So maybe they're going to tell Delbert Alvarado to try and kind of squeeze it in the middle of them if at all possible, instead of what they look like they're going to do there, which was just drive it down the field, and it would become more or less a squib kick. And I got to admit it, this is not a fun admission to make, but I'm just right now thinking of the things that could go wrong when, I just want the game to be over and the Storm to have their first win. But you love the situation you're in, any other situation, but for a team looking for its first win, you just want these 3 seconds to magically run off and not even give Nick Davila a chance to kill you.
Well, 100 times in this situation, the team with the ball wins 99 times. So you just don't want it to be that one time. And hopefully these guys are red. It's like Murphy's Law. When you've lost 6-7 games in a row, you're always looking for something to go wrong. But I got confidence this time. I don't think I've said that this year.
Good. Rod Windsor's the up man. He's standing at the 9 now. And Anthony Amos is the deep man. Again, if you field it beyond the end zone, beyond the goal line, the clock starts. So let's see if Windsor gives up. It goes out of bounds at the 15, so that's going to make it at the 20, because that's the rule. It gets spotted at the 20 or wherever the ball goes out of bounds. If it's more advantageous, it would be. Well, they're going to spot it at the 13. Oh, because it hit the wall. My fault. I'm thinking if it flies out of bounds on the fly. So actually a perfect kick there by Alvarado to keep it inbounds. 3 seconds left, 13-yard line. Here's one thing the Storm have to be mindful of. Do not commit pass interference.
Exactly.
Unless you absolutely have to. Storm players are surprisingly not that far deep. You got James Harrell on the Arizona side of the field. I would just back up. The man in motion is Matthews. And he's going to get beyond the defense. Can Harrell knock it down? It is actually picked off by Cortez Stubbs. There's a flag. There is a flag on the play. Goodness gracious, the Storm are going to have to play defense again. Let's hear what the call is.
It's on us, on the Storm.
Man, oh man. This is talk about
illegal defense. Jack, linebacker, out of the box. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
See, those are little things.
The game will be extended for 1 untimed down.
Wow. How on earth? Well, I guess if you're the Jack linebacker, you can't put 4 players back on defense.
Nope.
You got to stay within that.
You got to know that
5-yard range of the line of scrimmage. You can't drop back and play defense. And maybe the instincts took over there for Seth Williams. You know they're not going short underneath. All right, well, it's still got to be a 33-yard touchdown, and the Storm, for what it's worth, had that one well covered. I thought they were just going to knock it down. All right, see if everyone can refrain from committing penalties, as Arizona will snap it from its own 18-yard line. 0 seconds on the clock. Of course, you get the untimed down with the defensive penalty. Everyone on their feet here in the building. Theater's the deep man. Davila gets hit as he's knocking down the ball and just flies out of bounds. No flags, and the Storm have won a game, and they beat the Arizona Rattlers no less. 63-56. Any win would have been what a win, Ian, but what a win.
Hallelujah. It's been a while. I've been waiting to celebrate, and this is the big one. This is one of the better teams in football, and once again, we talked about momentum at the beginning of the game, and we just created some momentum going to Portland, pounding our chest a little bit, thinking get 2 in a row, and then all of a sudden you're a team that has a little winning streak. So crazy things happen in this league, and this is clearly a different football team than we had early in this season.
We're going to keep it here because right when he's available, we're going to talk to T.T. Tolliver, who had the touchdown catch with 3 seconds left. It just feels so good. I mean, again, if it had been kind of a lot of mistakes that the opponent made and a lot of turnovers, and it kind of felt cheap in a way, it would have been still a great victory for the Storm, but that was not cheap at all. We'll get TT after he talks to, actually Greg Wolf's going to grab him on the field, but Ian. The great Greg Wolf. It's funny because you look at the Storm and 1-7, and I bet you people that have watched the game back in Phoenix are thinking, oh, how can we lose to that team? Quote unquote, that team had the ball 2 weeks ago down to at Orlando when Orlando was still undefeated and basically mismanaged the clock. And then last week had Cleveland, a team that just knocked off Philadelphia yesterday, down with 10 seconds left. Kind of a similar situation, except the Storm had time to answer. So this Storm team is much better.
Well, I think fans are probably saying that, but I would think that the Arizona Rattlers players are not shocked, because I think the film that they've watched the last couple of weeks has been of a team that doesn't look like they're 0-7, and obviously they didn't look that way today. And this is something that could be a building stone.